Bretsky!
What?
Get your ass over here! All rise! It's the VIPOD! Come get it while it's hot. Season 2 is just gonna smell like a fried chicken fire log in here. Squirt. Squirt, 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 squirt. You know what our listeners want to hear? What? I don't know either. Where's that cactus? We should just have the cocaine song as our intro.
What the
I'm in the Migrin. Did you just try to play footsie with me? You know who I really hate?
Tommy, I am your father.
Oh, so now we're doing movie quotes? Yep. Run, Bretsky, run! Are you recording?
Yep.
No, but really. Are you recording?
Yeah. I get it. I see what you're doing here.
You may be seated. I am the greatest one, Wayne Bretsky, alongside Tommy Show 1.0, and we're here with some very special guests today. We've got Michael from the Never
only one of them is special. The other one's a scumbag. A true scumbag.
We have Michael from the Never Alone Cancer Foundation and good old friend of the show, Big Dave.
Big Dave.
Hello.
Welcome, guys.
Thanks for having us.
And so you are the director.
Executive director.
Executive.
But we don't get
Was
into titles
president
there
the wrong
much.
word? Did I?
I keep messing it up because last time I called
He's
you
a very
the
good
CEO
executive
or,
director, the
something
very
like that.
best, actually.
Yeah, you can just say the scumbag. That's okay.
The executive scumbag.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So how's things? How are you guys doing? How are you with Never Alone Foundation? What's new? COVID's somewhat lifted.
It's good to
so-
see you in person. The
Yeah,
last
yeah.
time we had to do all this via the video.
I was going to
chats
say, it's
because of
really
the-
cool to see everybody in person. And yeah, every day is just getting better that way. Tomorrow happens to be one of the first events we've had since last September, which is extraordinary.
Mm-hmm.
We haven't stopped seeing people. You know, I mean,
Yeah.
we were safe about it, but we were one of those organizations that were, people need us. We're going to find a way to get there. So
Absolutely.
how can we do that safely, but be committed to that goal of letting people know that there's support for them, right?
Yeah.
There's so many places that were shutting down, so many places that stopped doing what they were supposed to be doing.
Yeah.
And you're like,
Yeah.
there are ways around it.
Absolutely.
You just got to put a plan in place. So I call it like, hopefully farmers don't get upset with me, but when I say farmer ingenuity, if something breaks down, they're not just running into town buying a new thrasher or whatever. They're fixing it. They're getting
Absolutely.
together. They're asking people, how can you help me out? Right?
Yeah,
And that's
I
what we're
can take
about.
you for a tour around my house later. That's how this whole place was built. Every time you open a wall, it's a new surprise.
You don't want to see it.
And that's what it's all about, is just trying to put some common sense together to get around hurdles. And COVID is just another one. And people who have cancer are facing all kinds of hurdles every day. So we're not going to add to it. So we're happy to see things opening up, people feeling a little safer. The connections are happening more.
Yeah.
It's such a huge, important part of anybody's journey in health is have
Absolutely.
human connection. And when you can't even sit with people, that's a problem.
Oh, for sure.
So doing well. Thanks.
Yeah. Dave, your phone calls are amazing when you call in.
Mm-hmm.
I haven't called in a while.
But it's
You
been-
don't
it's
shit
been a
on
while.
Tommy enough, though. Like I feel like there's a lot more hate in your heart for Tommy that you're just
There
you're
is.
not
I shit
releasing.
on him in internet conversations between you and I. But
Yeah, exactly, and that's where I
He likes
say
talking
I
about
know.
me behind my back, you know?
Yeah.
I'm just spitballing, bouncing ideas off Bretsky.
Yeah. Seeing what lands, what rolls first. He's perfecting the
Feeding him
act.
content.
Cut loose today, Dave. Let it all out.
So, and my question is that we can get into this a little bit later, but did you guys at all prepare a trivia for today between the two of you?
Oh, I don't need to. I know it all. I'm good.
Oh, okay. So basically,
You know
you're
what?
ready.
I just happened to pick up, still sealed. We have top pub trivia right here.
There
So
we
Tommy,
go.
I'll let you pick a
Maybe
few cards out of there
we'll
later tonight if we have some
play
time.
a few
And-
rounds. Yeah, exactly. Because so I'm not sure if you know Michael, but these two, they started challenging themselves because
Awesome.
he said,
It's only useless trivia.
well, yeah, and then Dave said it's like, I'm the king of the useless trivia, and then Bretsky's like, oh no, it's me. It's like, okay, stop comparing dicks here, guys. You know,
Well,
just like,
the problem is he had the mug, but the mug broke.
oh yeah,
And then he's still trying to flaunt the mug. And I'm saying after the mug breaks, you gotta
you're
gotta earn it again. Like you lost the title.
it's like
You
breaking
gotta
the cup,
re-earn
yeah.
the mug.
I
So
think the handle's glued back on now. Though,
hey, you know what? Maybe we can have a mug championship at the barbecue this year.
Ooh.
Whoa, there's a good
Sounds
idea.
good.
We can
Well,
do a
clearly
showdown.
I'm not winning it.
Showdown for the mug.
Maybe.
100
Yeah, maybe-
questions.
100.
Whoever gets the most
Okay,
wins.
we want people to come and not run away.
Why don't we do $5 entry so anybody can get
Can
in?
enter? Yeah,
There you
maybe.
go.
Yeah,
Anybody
maybe.
can get in, and
Maybe.
someone will win the useless trivia mug.
Well, you can plan it.
I know I'll bring a guy who will probably beat me. So
That's okay. If he pays us $5, that's all that matters.
as long as there's stupid, useless questions.
Yeah.
you'll get it.
So, Michael, I actually wanted to really ask you this in person. That last time before you came on our show, were you like completely worried? Like, oh my God, what did I get into? Talking to these idiots. Did you listen to our show prior?
You know what? I did actually. I did a little bit. I did a little bit of homework for sure.
I also warned him.
Yeah. Oh okay.
yeah, Dave was kind enough to give me some tips, and obviously I didn't take offense to the first scumbag. You know, I was like, whoa, that's a little different, but I felt like part of the group then.
Yeah,
No,
yeah,
that's nice. No, for sure. But this is the beautiful thing, if I can say that about the cancer world, is that it's everybody. Doesn't matter where you're from,
Yeah.
economic. So you meet people from all walks of life, which is part of what I love about my job. Different stories all the time, right? So all of a sudden I meet Big Dave here. Weirdly enough, our office is so close to him. So, you know, for a while there, you got to drop in quite a bit.
Yep.
Get to see people that way.
Pre-COVID.
And then, you know, all of a sudden you guys come onto the scene.
Yeah.
And it's raw. It's say what you want, which needs to be said sometimes. And this is the thing, right?
Absolutely, yeah.
So often, you know, you become so censored in what you're trying to say about everything. You got to be so careful nowadays, right? So it's kind of refreshing in a way that, I mean, I can kind of say what I want to your audience, and you know they'll take it for what it is.
Exactly,
Other
yeah.
audiences, not so much, right?
absolutely.
Well,
so this is great.
and if somebody gets offended, well, we don't give a shit.
Yeah, well,
You
so
had
what
to
is-
search us out. So in all fairness, if you're offended, you kind of did it to yourself.
exactly,
Like,
yeah.
You know, we're not advertising.
you know, it's crazy what people jump on you for nowadays. I mean, what is your mission at your job and things like that? Well, right away I always say, if you want research, that's not our thing.
Yeah.
We're not into that.
Yeah.
And people are like, what? Aren't you worried about curing cancer? I'm like, yeah, it's been worked on. A lot of people are doing it. There's
That's another foundation.
tens of millions of dollars into that. I'm trying to get people through today for a better tomorrow, get them through cancer. That's our focus. We're not going to get distracted from that mission, right? Do I want to do a bunch of ad campaigns about awareness? Not so much. Now, there's certain things that sometimes I'm like, hey, we can get the information out because I can effectively do that.
Yeah.
But after a while, when you hear about some of the campaigns that have been going on for a decade or more, you're like, that's a machine now. And that kind of upsets me.
Yeah,
Because-
you don't need awareness per se. Like people know what it is. You
Yeah.
need productivity
Yeah.
now. Like
Totally.
No, absolutely. Well, and so I want to get into the story of Shane, who was he was a listener of our show, I believe. Is that the gentleman from Ontario?
No, I think they listened to it after.
Yeah.
Yeah, because she was kind of curious because I said something about can I say something about you guys?
Yeah,
Because
yeah.
this is one of those great moments in the pivot in a pandemic. How can you reach somebody that you can't physically reach? Because at that time, you know, people find that hard to believe, but we weren't allowed to drive across the border to
Yeah.
Ontario.
Yeah.
yeah,
Blows mind, right?
Right.
But here's somebody who needs some support. How are we going to do that? And there's a big difference, and I think Dave would totally agree, and hopefully he'll say a bit about it. But you know, you can help somebody get something they need, medication. In his case, like the guy in Ontario was an ostomy bag, some supplies, not covered, needed it, need some money for it. Okay, that satisfies a part of that puzzle.
Yeah.
Right. But in a conversation, it was like we found out has a love for Dairy Queen dilly bars.
Yeah.
Right.
Yeah.
So my mind just starts spinning. Who do I know there? Who can I call? Who's going to be okay with this request to pick it up during a pandemic, take it to a guy's house that they don't know who is, probably in his last few months, and blow their mind with just like a little gift of generosity.
Yeah.
It doesn't have to be grand gestures all the time.
Yeah.
Right.
For
So you
sure.
take care of one of the medical need, whatever that may be, but you try to do something extra.
Yeah.
So that was the cool part about the story. And he was an awesome guy, made me laugh, phoned me up, because he just one of those people like, I want to know who are you? Who's this guy that helped out? And then we were talking, I told them about the show, and they're like, oh, we got to tune in, because they were like off the cuff, raw people. He was really big into wrestling. His whole room was full of like wrestling figurines and stuff, but he was just like, this is who I am, and I'm not shy to talk about it. I'm not shy to show you or share you with my passion. And that's super cool, right? Because too often a lot of us are kind of hiding things that we're passionate about, because you're like, man, people are gonna look at me kind of weird. I love it when somebody like that just invites me into their world. I think it's fantastic.
Well, it was great. Like the video you guys had on there about him, and they got married.
Married at the hospital.
Which is fantastic. You know, like no matter how shitty it can be, you know, dealing with cancer, you find those joys in those little things. You know,
I still look at his photo. I go to his page, Facebook. I see that big smile, and you're like, here's a guy having one of the worst days anybody could ever have. And he's got a cup of Tim Hortons, and he's smiling. He's got this beautiful wife beside him, and he's just like, for now, this is like happy.
And
this is
that's
good.
what Never Alone's all about, right? Getting those moments.
Getting those moments,
Also, I gotta say, a big part too, the Never Alone Cancer Foundation. I said it right.
Yeah. Appreciate that.
You didn't even say it, but that's okay. What isn't talked about a lot is the help and support that they give for the caregivers.
Yeah.
I mean, and I think that's as important as the patient. Our family has received tickets to Moose games, multiple offers to go to Gold Eyes games. Like, I think my wife at one point got a gift certificate for a haircut, and and style, all that kind of stuff. Like, and that's like, when you're sick with cancer, most people, if it's serious enough, you're going on disability. Yeah. And if you're on disability, you're not even making half of what you were before.
Disability don't pay. Yeah.
No. And like in my case, I worked 3 jobs.
Yeah.
Well, when you go on disability, those other 2 that were not your main jobs, they don't count for anything.
No.
So it's like you're used to making this much a check down to this much a check.
Yeah.
And it's like, well, how do we afford that? What do you do what you can, and then that does not leave any room for let's go to the Moose game.
Yeah. Especially in the current economy, nothing is helping out. Everything is just going
and like if you don't
crazy.
Get out of the house with your family and that, and you're already stressed out, it can lead to fighting. It can lead to
you got to have laughs.
Feelings and especially like I noticed, like for my case, for my recovery, I was on a lot of steroids. And what comes with steroids is roid rage, right?
Yeah.
And I would snap at anybody for anything.
Yeah.
I didn't mean to.
Yeah.
Right? But
just happened.
Like it's good to take a break, and get a hold of everything and come back to it. So
well, and I know you talked about it last time you were on the show that like you guys are truly supporting the family, not just the individual, which is again like you mentioned.
Well, sometimes
that's needed.
Sometimes the best thing you can do for somebody is help the person that they love have a better day, because maybe they're just too sick that day. Financially, they can't do certain things anymore. So when you offer these day aways, whether it's the fishing, the Gold Eyes, Rainbow Stage stuff, that allows people to go, oh my God, we can go out as a family. We can laugh again. Or one of my favorites is we had this fishing tournament out at Crow Duck, and Dave went out to one of those as well. But I had a woman call, and she was asking me all these questions about it. I'm like, okay, so how do you fit into this? And she's like, well, I have brain cancer. I'm like, oh, okay, that's a big trip, and we'll have to talk about that. She goes, oh God, I hate fishing. I don't want to go. It's my husband. You got to get out of the house for a full day. She goes, here's a guy who, your partner in life. All of a sudden you get sick, and all of a sudden it changes, right? Because you're caregiving all the time. Yeah. And she goes, he's forgetting that he's supposed to be my partner and my husband, and he's just like a caregiver. So I'm angry. He's angry. Yeah. If you take him away for a day, I can have a day. He can have a day. And they phone me later, and we're like, it was great. He got to talk about this day of fishing, and she got to talk about all the stuff, and it just gave them
They
enough
interacted as a couple.
Yeah.
the first 12, 13-hour break they had in, over a year
Yeah.
of battling cancer. And that was hugely important. And for me, a really big wake up about, who doesn't need that?
Yeah.
Even
yeah.
if you're well, who doesn't want to go out of the house some days and go to a hockey game with the guys or whatever? You just need sometimes to shake it up a little.
Yeah,
and that's what we
exactly.
try to do all the time with our day of waste, which the pandemic kind of took away. And now we're banging them out again. We got lots going on, so it's fantastic.
So do you guys have like a not a connection, but like a support from True North and all these organizations? That do they actually give some tickets, or is it?
Okay, well, people don't like calling any nonprofits like there's competition in that world.
Yeah.
We're all supposed to be trying to do good, but there's different levels, right? There's the big dogs, there's little places and stuff like that. So you don't
Individual
always
donations, even
all that.
Yeah.
It's hard. So the answer is sometimes we do get tickets, especially for like say the Moose, but that's actually private people doing it. Those are people who have maybe a suite for the Jets. They don't want to go to the Moose. They find out that I do something with it that's really special, and they go, "That's cool." The Gold Eyes have been great recently. They gave us a discount on the suites.
Nice.
People say, "Why do you want the suites? Why don't you get regular tickets?" And you're like, we're not feeling well. Do you want to be stuck 15 seats in, and then every time you're not feeling great, you got to shuffle out?
Yeah.
You wanna climb
Temperature.
those stairs.
everyone around you screaming moistly.
Well, climate, it's too hot outside. This way you can sit inside, sit outside.
Yeah.
You can watch your kids still having
It's also
fun.
the walking up and down the stairs.
Walking up and down.
You're in the suites. You step into an elevator, and
That's
Yeah.
right.
So this Sunday, July 31st, they gave us a nice rate. We got 42 people going.
Nice.
Nice.
We're going to have hot dogs, all that kind of stuff. We have volunteers there to make sure people are comfortable. People want to share a story. They're there to listen to, but the focus is on simply having fun.
Yeah.
And guess what? You're not feeling great in seventh inning? Go home.
Yeah.
It's
Yeah.
okay.
Exactly.
And don't say you don't want to go just because you're not sure about having a good day or a bad day.
See how it's going
You,
to be.
you can always show up in the third, right?
Yeah.
That's okay too.
Yeah.
And that's important because so many people get defeated after, I couldn't go to that person's part. I couldn't do this. I can't do that. And it starts building up. And now you're like, no, pressure's off. Doesn't cost you a thing. Come when you feel good. Leave the kids. They're going to be looked after. Those are awesome moments.
Well, let's look after these empty glasses here.
I was just going to say, loads
let's
to
dying
that.
of
Let's start with
thirst.
the first.
Yeah, I can tell. Yeah.
I'm happy to say I'm not with a kidney foundation or liver or anything like that. So,
So this one is called the Pump Fake Pineapple ISA, and the
Oh
guy
my God,
at
that's
the
a mouthful.
LC told me he doesn't know what an ISA is. It's
Perfect.
not an IPA, but
International
ISA.
Standards Association.
it's made by Namesake. They're a Winnipeg brewery here. So let's give it a shot. He said it's really good.
I like how it says fake pineapple.
does it say that on the side?
No, pump fake.
I know, I know,
that's
but
a-
you were covering up the pump,
that's a
so
football
I
term.
just saw fake pineapple.
It's very, very heady. That's for
You
sure.
don't
take that
often
one.
get this in an interview
I
situation.
know, they're fancy.
Yeah.
A little later, Brett's going to dance for us.
Oh, I'm gone by then.
Oh, shut up! You'll make a TikTok video.
Probably, yeah. Actually, the last dancing video of Bretsky was pretty popular.
That's one of our biggest hits.
Yeah. Actually, no, you getting zapped by a shock collar was the biggest hit.
What do we have to do to make this the most watched episode ever? What would have to happen?
I have no idea, actually. I haven't been.
I'd have to dance in a shock collar.
Yeah, I think so. Yeah, combine those two. Yeah. Or, Big Dave, you feel free to slap him. Those slap videos are pretty popular. They use tortillas. You can just use your hand because it's just as big as
I was
a
going to say
tortilla.
it's the size of a tortilla.
All right, well, loads,
Loads.
everybody, and let's see how this
All
tastes.
right, cheers.
It's light. It's very light.
It's a little on the skunky
And by the way,
side.
well,
it is light, but it's on the skunky
Definitely,
side of
definitely
flavor.
instant
First skunk. Yeah, the skunk hits you a little bit off the top, but
But we'll let the first cheers slide. From now on, it's loads.
So this one gives you the stats. It says
He knew.
hops brew 1 Idaho 7. So Idaho 1 in the hops. Then it says the flavors are pineapple, sweet fruit, and citrus. 4% ABV and a
It's a very light
25
beer.
IBU. It is a light beer.
It's got a bit of a sour aftertaste.
Yeah, a little bit.
Yeah, I am.
It's not the worst beer he
No,
brought on the
definitely
show.
not.
and what's
So,
the rating system you guys use?
You know what?
Do you like it?
Yeah,
Would you,
just
would you
talk
buy
about
this
it.
again?
Yeah.
Yeah.
We've done. We tried to follow the one of the U.S. podcasts. They used to do like whether they would stock it in their fridge or not on the flavor from 0 to 9, and then one was 0, 1, 2 whether you would buy it, stock it in the fridge, or not buy it, right, or something like that. I can't remember. We used to kind of follow.
Yeah,
that
there
a
were
little bit,
three.
but-
There were three different ratings.
But now we just
too
go
complex.
By like,
we
it's
just
good or not. We'll see.
yeah. We don't need to take an hour of the show up talking about our beer. Just
Yeah.
do you like it? I show it on the screen like this. I go, hey,
We're hoping that somebody will eventually hear us talk about it and be like, "Hey, we
got to ship those guys a bunch of cases.
exactly."
Yeah.
All right.
That's
It more
basically
so
the idea.
started with us just talking to other beer critics and brewers, and they would bring stuff on the show, and that's kind of where it started. And I don't know.
The selection nowadays is mind-boggling.
Yeah.
Oh, it's you know what? A few years ago, there was only maybe 20 or so. Now you have a full section.
Well, and they were all just like
The same.
ales and IPAs.
Yeah,
which
they're-
is also an ale. But like, yeah, they were just these dark, stanky, bitter beer. Like I didn't like any of them.
Yeah, I mean, and that's the thing. Like right now, there's few that I like, few that I'm like, oh, okay, I'm never buying that again. But like you love the sour ones, and I can't
You
really
hate
Get
them.
it. Yeah.
can't drink
Yeah.
them. But again, I'm not gonna pour it out. I'll still drink the one that I buy. So,
A couple years ago, I went to some brew house. It used to be an Office Depot by Polo Park. I don't know what it was called.
Oh, okay.
It was all lots of wood and people with ponytails.
Yeah.
But
Yeah,
and
it's
they're
a
like, "Oh,
brewery.
would you like a sampling tray?" Sure. And it was 6 or 8 different
Yeah.
big
Yeah.
shot glasses of beer. Not a single one tasted good. One tasted like a tree. Another one tasted like bug repellent. It's just like this is not food. Like,
Yeah.
what?
Well, real beer drinkers will probably jump on me, but I used to love kokanee.
No, I love
love
kokanee
kokanee.
too.
And
Yeah.
people are like, why do you love that? I'm like,
No
well, first of all,
aftertaste.
as a teenager when it first came out, the commercials were awesome.
Yeah.
Right. And then I spent a summer in Creston, BC, which is where the first plant was, or I'm not sure where
Yep.
it's the
you
only
It's
one.
just
still-
made
still there.
Bretsky so happy.
Get this. So
We already got a lot of our BC talk
Okay,
out before
okay,
the
okay.
show. Don't worry.
I show up for a tour. Her name was, after all these years, 30 years later, her name was Corky. Gave us a tour of the plant.
That was actually me. That was just my weekend gig.
She was super cute. Not a problem that I
Okay,
was
it wasn't
probably 17. Here's your beer. And after that, we went to the lake, which was a brilliant day.
Yeah.
So cemented in my 17-year-old mind was this beer is Mountain Epic.
Yeah.
Well,
And it
out
stuck
there-
that way for a
out
long
there,
time.
I'm sure you remember they used to have the taps. That was the big brass mountain, and it would actually frost over. So when they poured you a tap beer, it was literally like it would frost up your glass. It was
It's
so
a thing
cold.
of beauty.
And it tasted like nothing. You could chug it, and like there was no flavor. You didn't have to worry about if it was good or bad. It was mountain
it was cold
crisp.
and refreshing. Yeah.
Yeah,
that's why-
glacier fresh. Sorry, that's their.
Well, they
that's
had
their
to make it
slogan.
so cold because it tastes awful. No, I'm just kidding.
I used to have this bar trick back in the day. Everyone knows on the kokanee can there was a Yeti, right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
But then you'd bet them $5 they couldn't find the elk, and
Yeah.
nobody could ever
It's-
find it. And it's it's not on this one, but right here they have 4.8 elk. And,
yeah.
now this one here is 5% elk.
Yeah.
Good way to make $5 if you ever need to have a beer. Except you can't buy a beer with $5 anymore.
No,
so
not
you're
anymore.
gonna have to find a bigger
unless
sucker.
you're at like at Legion.
Yeah,
Yeah,
yeah, the
maybe.
Legion.
Um,
Speaking of which, support your local Legion. Get a
That's
Legion
right,
membership.
absolutely.
They're struggling right now.
yeah.
Best
So-
Legion ever. Banff.
Banff had a great Legion.
Yeah, man.
Oh, I don't know. I would argue the
it was
Belgian
in
club is
BC,
pretty
man.
good.
It was in BC.
Banff's in Alberta.
I'm a bit, we support the Belgian
That's
club.
right.
'cause,
Banff is in Alberta. Sorry, I was in BC.
You're
It's
in
right on the
Panorama.
border. It's close. You're like fucking 20 minutes from the border. It's fake Alberta.
but yeah, we support the Belgian club because they sponsor our spongy team for the
Love
winter
it.
time. So, we always say like it would be actually better if they didn't sponsor us because whatever they pay, we pay probably 2 or 3 times as much back to the bar tab. But you
Yeah.
know what? It's they treat us really well there. So
Well, we'll have
do
to
it.
meet you guys there one of these days.
Oh, absolutely. You go to the Belgian club?
No, I don't.
No, no.
I think I need to.
Yeah. Oh, yeah.
But it sounds like a cool place.
I know, exactly.
Belgian club for me it's a winter hangout. Like I go
Okay.
there in the winter time.
Very
yeah.
cool.
So that's when we play the sponge hockey, and after usually Saturdays, and after that we go for it's always a couple beers and chicken fingers and fries.
And the
It's
waitress,
fantastic.
your favorite waitress.
sounds-
Bernice, yeah.
It sounds very
Bernice.
Belgium, the food there.
Yeah, yeah, very Belgian food. Yeah. Okay, so then back to Never Alone. So we are putting on a fundraiser. We want to help out Never Alone as much as we can, and we figured what better way to do it than just throw a big party and a barbecue, and then whatever we make goes all towards PAWS for a Cause.
You know what? I'm
And you
kicking
know what that
myself
means, right?
now.
That means it doubles up.
Yeah.
Because
that's
thanks to
right.
Kinsman this year,
That's right.
they're
Yeah.
going to match the first $40K that gets raised by the walk. So
Okay, cool. So we're putting all that into the walk.
yeah, man.
Yeah,
And then
yeah,
it doubles up.
absolutely. Yeah, yeah, yeah.
That's what that's going to go.
Yeah,
I was going to
that's
say we're
going
also
on.
doing the walk if you want to donate to that. If you can't come.
No,
to the
no, we're
barbecue,
gonna.
but-
So what we'll do is we will basically create
A scumbag team.
a scumbag team
Love
for
it.
PAWS for a Cause. So people that can't make it to the barbecue can donate directly there.
Yeah.
And then the ones that buy tickets, then all that money gets donated to the same account. So
and we'll give you some great barbecue.
yeah,
Some.
and a show. We have a band already confirmed.
Let's talk about the barbecue for a second. Who's doing
Yeah.
that? What's going on?
Okay, so
An award-winning
this is when.
chef.
This is the only time I'm going to be allowed to
Lebretzky.
talk about it because you actually asked. I used to compete in
No
barbecue
way.
professionally in the Kansas City Barbecue Society circuit. So that's the same circuit that you see if you ever watch that, like American Grill Masters on TV and all that. I've toured a little bit around Canada and into the middle southern states doing it, and I've had my placings. I've never been a grand champion, but I have won awards. So that's my claim to fame right there. It's going to be some award-winning official.
Wait, did you get a participation plaque?
I have plaques and ribbons actually.
Okay.
His mom says
I
he's cool.
might frame them and bring them out for the barbecue. I don't know.
Well, you better, because no
Okay,
one's gonna
man.
eat them.
No, okay. So in I think it's probably June or July down in Fargo, Happy Harry's, the big liquor mart
Yep.
down there. They have Happy Harry's Rib Fest in Fargo.
Oh yeah.
And so basically imagine the Red River X, except there's no rides. It's just barbecue vendors and a stage.
When does this happen?
So I think it's like June.
Sounds like a case for the
so
meat sweats.
Okay,
Love it.
so the greatest part about this is if you show up like before like 5:30, you don't even have to pay to get in. Like there's not even an admission fee. And they have stages that they have like, I mean, it's usually someone pretty like I think they had Blue Oyster Cult one year and Kid
Oh,
Rock another
nice.
year, and like it's like
the only member of the
the-
band that was originally there was like the cousin of the original drummer.
yeah, exactly.
Where boys to go?
Yeah,
What,
and
six?
but like every one of these vendors, what they have is they literally buy semi trailers,
yeah.
and they turn that semi trailer into a smoker. So the side opens up, and they can
Nice.
place like hundreds of racks of ribs and
Madness.
briskets and whatever
So
inside of them.
are you saying, is that what we're doing here? Or?
We could absolutely. Well, no, well.
Maybe year two.
Yeah. Well, we're working up to this. But each one of these vendors as well, they set up like 3 stories of scaffolding where they put up all their banners of
Yeah.
like 2019 sauce
Well, of
championship
course. Yeah,
at this,
yeah.
And 2020 brisket championship at this, and 2015, like this, and like all of their like accolades.
So
they
where
make
do
a
your
giant-
skills come into this picture?
Nowhere near these guys. But at the same point, I can say, having competed in the competitions, what you get from these guys in a competition versus what they're serving to you there
Yeah.
is not comparable. Like they're making hundreds of racks of ribs at a time. Yeah, you're getting their good sauce, but you're not getting like every rib isn't
Right.
perfectly cooked. Like when they're in a
exactly.
competition.
Yeah.
You might end up with the end of the rack and get a few dry ribs in there or whatever.
Yeah.
But still, you're in the States, so it's like you pay like $5 and get like an unfinishable platter
Yeah.
of fucking barbecue.
Love
We
it.
gotta go
And then
next year. We gotta
and
go.
then you just sit and watch trashy southern rock bands all
Nice.
night. Like, it's awesome.
But
Uh,
I've had your ribs before, and they were fantastic. And I only
I think
see.
you had the brisket once, too.
Yeah, I had the brisket. I've only really seen you screw up once, and that was with a steak where you cooked it for Kyle, and you were drunk.
And right there, that was A, for Kyle. B, I was drunk. C, it was the end of the night, and he just tried to treat me like his fucking slave. So he
So you microwaved the steak
deserved
for
a
him.
microwave steak.
Oh
I'm
my
sorry.
God.
I mean, that was a waste of steak.
So what's the date on this barbecue?
But so it's on August 27th,
Yep.
and we will start. Official start is 6:00, and we're gonna have live bands. We're gonna have like
Yard games and
lawn
shit.
games or yard games. Bretsky is coming up with a pool party
Yeah,
idea.
it's going to be a bring your own pool party. So, like,
Bring your own pool.
yeah, I don't want to set my pool up, but if everybody wants to bring their own, like, kiddie pool to fucking sit in and, like, lay in their pool and listen to the show.
And eat ribs.
Yeah, and eat
Yeah.
ribs. Like, yeah. Or I don't know if any of you guys ever watched Last Man on Earth, but he did this. It's about a guy, like, after the apocalypse, kind of just, like, roaming around the earth. And
Great
he
TV
would do
Great show.
margarita pools. So he would just pour, like, tequila and lime juice all into a pool, and he
With
would
a big
just
straw?
lay in it with a
Yeah, with a
straw,
giant
and
straw.
he would just drink out of the pool he was sitting in.
A little marination. I don't know about that.
So, yeah, you're
I'll have it
welcome.
on the
You're
side.
welcome to have a margarita pool.
But yeah, so we're
Um,
doing it August 27th, and we want to make sure that it's still, before the PAWS for Cause
Awesome.
event. And I think we were maybe a little late with the announcement, but we had to get our ducks in a row. But again, we have one band confirmed. We're waiting for Indigo to confirm it,
Yeah,
Yes.
Indigo's looking to come on the bill as well if
Yeah.
they can.
and then you guys might get Tommy and Bretsky show.
Yeah, we might do a little live show.
live show or like a live jam.
Just get Indigo. They're really good.
They're awesome.
Yeah.
Yeah, they're a great band. Yeah,
Yeah,
so
and I've seen them live 2-3 times now.
they're
Fantastic
yeah.
every time. Like that's the thing is like and I don't want to downplay their album because the album is good, but the album doesn't do it justice to seeing them live. And they said it themselves here,
Yeah.
like they're a live band. Like you don't get the same energy out of
Some
a
things are
recorded
just meant to
album.
see live.
Absolutely,
yeah, exactly.
For sure.
So we're really hoping that works out. And
Right now, what we're looking at is brisket and pulled pork, but depending on how ticket sales do, that could expand further.
Yeah.
Um,
And I think we might have the usual hot dogs and burgers just like for the late midnight snack,
and I'll probably, if we have to, do a vegetarian or vegan option somewhere.
There's
in
grass
there.
outside.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah. Here's the goat costume. Go to the back. No, but yeah, I'm pretty sure we can figure something else.
A
So
rabbit,
yeah,
rabbit food station.
so tickets are $20 and
Second nuts.
if you
$5
guys,
if you want to get in on the trivia competition.
yeah,
There we go,
$5 for
yeah.
the trivia competitions. Yeah. And you know what? We can try to figure out some extra maybe little games and we'll put out the
I
jar
think we should
too.
maybe do some other competitions where maybe cornhole and ladder ball
Yeah,
and stuff
yeah.
like that where we can
throw $2 at it or something.
yeah
and just,
take teams and set up a little mini tournament and do kind of 50-50 with it, so the winner takes home a little bit of cash and the rest goes to the
Get a
the donation.
50-50 hockey stick going
we can
around.
even do it. Yeah, we can even just do a 50-50 draw or something
yeah,
like that. I don't
yeah,
know.
we can do that.
On a
Might need to
hockey
look
stick.
in. Yeah, the
Tape it to the
loony,
stick.
loony stick.
Yep.
Yeah.
Dave, are you coming?
All the time.
Well, then we'll just use your arms.
You know what, Dave?
Yeah, there you go.
Dave, I actually saw on your Facebook, like yesterday, you were making a mention about having like this great barbecue, where all people do is have fun and play 90s music all night.
Yeah.
I mean,
yeah.
our music might not be 90s, but I'm sure we can accommodate that somewhere in the night.
Sure will.
We're gonna have plenty of time to kill.
Are you busting my balls because I didn't invite you, or?
No, but I'm just saying, if that's what you're looking for, we should actually just post the poster into that thread for anybody else who wants to.
I can. I will. I have shared the poster.
You have actually.
You have a few people shared it. So
You're a better social media guy than I am.
and so to get the tickets, people can email us at vipodmail@gmail.com, and then we'll get back to you, and then you can send an e-transfer, or we can meet in person and
Do the
exchange
deal in
money for
person.
tickets. Yeah.
Love it.
So I can't wait. I think it's going to be a blast. The weather is going to be fantastic. I already put in the order, so
Perfect.
it'll
I think
be
we
great,
should probably
yeah.
have it be one of those events like, Dave Chappelle or Jack White too, where all the cell phones go into one of those like lock
Oh, God.
cases, so nothing can be taped
A
for the whole
Faraday
night.
bag, yeah.
Yeah, I mean, you know what? That's okay. I don't mind. I think it'll be fine.
No, actually, we want all the video possible shared.
It's going to be hilarious. Yeah. So
see if we can get on
Michael,
ridiculousness or
will
something.
we see you at the barbecue?
I'm thinking so.
Okay,
I'm hearing
okay.
barbecue, so you already had me there.
Awesome. And we made sure, we wanted to make sure that we don't, we're within the guidelines, because we made sure that we said that it's not endorsed by Never Alone or anything, because we don't want to get you guys in trouble. We were simply just trying to raise money for the foundation.
Because Tommy's doing a stunt where he's going to go on the roof and wipe his ass with a traffic ticket.
That's right. Parking ticket.
Parking ticket.
Yeah.
Check what night Steve-O's in town.
He's here Remembrance Day.
Oh,
Actually, that's
I know.
kind of because I really want to go. Kyle wants us to go, by the way.
Yeah,
But
I know.
I'm so on the fence with that, because Remembrance Day that's one that I
You
am.
stick-
I hear ya.
Well,
I'm pretty sure
that's pretty
It's in the
shitty.
evening though, so I'm on that
He's
fence of
American, he
I
doesn't
can
know.
Yeah.
I can still go to the service, pay my respect. I mean, let's be real. After the
Well,
service, we all sit around and drink anyways.
Technically, Remembrance Day is over after the 11th
Afternoon.
noon.
Yeah, I think
Yeah,
it's
whatever.
definitely over the years
Yeah.
it's changed.
Well, and another thing I was thinking too is, Remembrance Day is about remembering that the freedoms that they fought for.
for sure. And
So
we
go
are
in and enjoying
free
yourself.
to watch a man light his ass on fire and do a backflip.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah, exactly.
Butt chugging beer, maybe. Yeah, who knows?
Yeah.
Speaking of beer,
Speaking of butt chugging beers, okay,
All
so
right.
who's up for it?
I want to try this one next. It's
Okay.
it's from Sucrums, which we've had
Oh, yeah,
good
yeah,
luck
yeah,
with
yeah.
I
before.
guess I have to empty this glass now, don't I?
Yes, you
Son
do.
of a bitch.
This one here, 5% elk.
Oh,
It's a rice lager.
Ooh,
Gluten-free.
That sounds delicious.
Yeah, I guess it would be gluten free.
There you go.
Sucrums hasn't disappointed me yet, so I'm keeping.
some soy
Hold on,
sauce
I want to
there.
make sure I get.
Yeah, I'm gonna have to check that label out later to make sure it is gluten free.
yeah.
Let me guess. Tastes like Sapporo.
Well, yeah, Sapporo was a rice beer,
Yeah,
wasn't
I was
it?
gonna
Yeah.
say the color looks kind of Sapporo like.
I don't mind Sapporo, so I'll probably
It is
like
very
this one.
clear, yeah.
The other
Oh,
one,
it smells creamy.
Yeah, that doesn't smell like beer.
No. Oh, it smells like
That smells like wet dog.
oh,
Ugh. Yeah.
Not a fan of the odor.
how
on
come I
that
got
one.
so much compared to everybody else?
Just give the
you
rest to
sounded
Dave.
excited about the vegan part. So.
Now,
No, gluten free.
I know
Or gluten-free,
I know
sorry.
I'm breathing through this nasal prong here. And what it does is it heightens every fucking smell.
Can I have
I
some?
can smell, it triples my sense of smell for
Oh,
real.
wow, yeah.
And this beer stinks. It's so bad.
But it doesn't stink like a beer, right? Like it
No,
just
it's-
stinks.
I am getting that wet dog.
Yeah, it
Yeah,
smells
yeah,
like wet dog.
Yeah.
Like that's the
But it's not bad.
It smells like almost like nothing. It's weird. Like there's an emptiness.
it tastes almost like nothing. It
Doesn't-
tastes like
doesn't taste
you
bad.
have beer in your mouth, but there's no actual flavor that comes through.
I would concur that it's not top of my list.
There's a weird after.
I
I
don't
can
know
ta-
what you
I can
coconut
taste-
drinking people, don't like about this beer. I think
No,
that's
I
fantastic.
I like it. I'm not saying I don't
Don't
like
mess
it.
with the Yeti.
It's just different. I'm saying like there's no flavor while it's in your mouth. You actually taste this
It's
beer
an aftertaste. yeah.
after you
Yeah.
swallow it. And it's
I
not
like it.
It's not an offensive, like it's not super skunky or anything.
I actually enjoyed that one. Crispy
Dave's going
business.
back to the Canada Dry.
Yeah.
Rinse out the mouth.
I get that taste out of my mouth.
It cleans the palate a little
It
bit. Right?
does.
Well, okay, so pause for a cause. What's the date? And again, is it happening in Selkirk and Winnipeg again?
Yeah, so we love the idea of being out in different communities because Never Alone Cancer Foundation helps everybody in Manitoba. A lot of the rural folk get excluded so often. So we try to do a lot for them, and it's nice to see a little bit of that reciprocated back. So September 11th, we're going to be in Selkirk doing the walk there. And then September 18th at Kildonan Park in Winnipeg.
Okay.
hopefully bigger than ever. Obviously, 2 years of the pandemic, when you first started an event, not the easiest. We started in 2018, right? So
Yeah.
2 years in, all of a sudden, not allowed to have anybody
Shut
at
down,
it,
yeah.
right? Last year, getting better. Hopefully this year, amp it up a little bit more. So, people that have vendors that want to participate, we're looking for that. We're going to have Spirit of Hope Rescue there. So they're our rescue partner of choice this year. So the idea being we want them to be able to fundraise for themselves as well. We want their dogs to get adopted or fostered, just get their name out a little bit. And everybody who loves dogs, obviously, especially when you're not feeling well, that's the creature you want beside you, right?
Yeah.
Cats are kind of like, I'm out of
Cats
here.
are assholes.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Right. Whereas your dog,
Okay.
he's the one, or he or she's the one who's going to be on the couch with you, giving you comfort. And that's a beautiful thing. So we include them in the whole event. So it's going to be a good day.
I actually have a good relevant story. I'm actually a cat guy. I love cats. And
I can't tell.
This week I've been a little bit delayed with my work because we've had some system issues, so I can't actually access the system I need to work on. So I'm trying to create work for myself. And one of the things I realized was that when we were sending out emails, the from thing that it came up with was kind of giving the idea that maybe we were not the company that we were. So I went to my boss. I'm like, I really think we should change this. And she was like, yeah, that's probably a good idea. So I got to rename our department, and I won't say what the name is to leave
I can
out
beep it out.
what
Just say
my
I'll
work
beep
is.
it out.
But basically the acronym for it is ACAT, so it's a cat. So that was my little chuckle to myself of the day.
Clearly, it was just
I was going to say,
yourself.
that's a developer chuckle right there.
Yeah, got an email from a cat.
But we went to the Pause for Cause last year, and
That was a great walk.
I'm not a pet owner.
Yeah.
Tommy disappeared pooping in the river somewhere.
A couple times.
Hey,
Yeah.
hey, we don't discriminate. Two-leggers,
Yeah.
you can come without a pet, right?
Yeah,
This
well,
is the whole thing. You don't
and-
need a pet to come.
And my coworker actually, he said it once, and I was like, I've been using this term ever since. A pet is like a kid that never grows up. Well, I have 2 kids, so I'm going to bring my kids, and I'm going to drag. I'll
drag
put a
them
leash on them. Yeah, I'm just going to drag them a little bit, or they're going to drag me.
Well, you
but-
should bring the kids because we're going to have a lot of activities for the kids as
But
well.
yeah, definitely.
Yeah.
Last year we just went. It was just you, Kyle, and myself with Dave, and
Big Jeff was there somewhere. We walked right past him. Apparently, Big Jeff.
Yeah, I don't know. But
Who?
I was like, oh my god, this
Yeah,
would have been such a good event to bring my kids to. I don't know why I didn't think of it, but
it's
Your
it's
kids
fairly
love pooping in the river.
it's fairly short. There's great energy.
oh, absolutely.
If
Yeah.
you're, which kids usually don't love animals, right? So there's going to be the puppy lounge.
Yeah.
So you can hang out with some dogs. But there's going to be activities. And once again, it's a pretty short window.
Yeah.
So you get out for a walk. You feel some good energy, some good vibes. We had some people telling some really, I think, heartfelt, great stories about the foundation, about, how they're getting through
Yeah.
everything. But it's not overly done, right? So you can
Kildonan
go,
Park's a beautiful walk any day. You don't need it to be an event for that place to
Yeah.
be a beautiful walk. And it is really nice just seeing all the animals out.
and events like this, the real triumph it really is leveraging people's communities, really, because we all have budgets, right?
Yep.
So somebody might say to themselves, $10, what does that do, right? Well, it never alone. First of all, I do quite amazing with little amounts of money, but at a walk, all of a sudden, you got 10 friends, $10 each. There's 100, right? Now with Kinsman, turns into 200.
Yeah.
So real quick story. I mean, talking to a guy just the other day, social worker was worried about him, phoned me and said, Mike, you got to reach out. Phone him. He's not in a good mood. Doesn't know who I am. He's already kind of forgotten the conversation with the social worker. But I just said, man, I heard that your phone's about to get cut off, right? It's got maybe 4 or 5 months to live. Phones, really, think about it. That's your lifeline.
Yeah.
Not just for appointments, but for your family, for entertainment.
And it's so much harder nowadays too. Like back in the day, a landline was $5 or
totally.
it was a completely negligible part of any person's life. Like having a phone wasn't a question if you had a home.
Yeah.
Right.
It's almost
and now that's not so much the case. You can't get there's no a landline costs 40 or 50
Yeah.
bucks a month.
Yeah.
And
Totally.
a cell phone is going to be easily double that. Like,
But what
there-
do we all do? Like, you're not feeling well or whatever. I mean, playing a little game on your phone, whatever, right? I mean, it's a great distraction. He wouldn't tell me anything because he was like, I don't know who you are. I'm not giving you any information. I'm like,
Yeah, yeah.
all right.
You're listening through the light bulbs,
I'm like,
man.
man, don't worry. You know, I'm going to have that social worker visit you again and she'll send me some information, which they did. So later that afternoon actually happened. So I dial in, you know, Bell MTS, you know, I have no idea what he's over. He's just, you know, he's getting calls about getting it cut off. $171. So here's a guy in his last 3-4 months of life stressing out that moment because of that amount of money. So my credit card, whatever, boom, $170, phone him back. Here's this guy who, honest to God, I felt like he's a tough guy.
Yeah.
Tough life, tough situation. Didn't trust me, so I was getting
Yeah.
I was getting the brunt of that.
Yeah.
Like, just so you know, looked after, all of it gone, and I'm gonna check up on you in a couple weeks. And I'm like waiting, and all of a sudden he's crying.
Yeah.
And you're like, that's powerful, man. $171 makes that person feel like he's cared for a little bit. Somebody
Absolutely.
gives a shit about him, which is huge. He can maybe do things that afternoon or, you know, his mind's opened up to other things other than debt collectors, you know, which is important, especially in your last months. So that's the power of, well, 117 people doing $10.
Yeah.
It's amazing, right? Another recent one is just, you know, surgery didn't go well. Incontinence pads. Nobody wants to talk about these kind of things in life. It happens. We all dribble, you know, at some point.
Yeah.
It's expensive,
They are.
you know? So imagine some guy who you've never met having to share with you that this is going on and he's leaking so much. And this is the best part about the show because I can say whatever I want.
Yep.
But he's got to go in the bathtub to take him off. But to share that with another man, it's tough.
Yeah.
And the answer is, I'll be there in like half hour.
Yeah.
Or a volunteer is going to be there in half an hour. We're going to have several cases for you.
Yeah.
Don't need to wait that long, or just don't feel like it's a burden,
Exactly.
you know? And the next stage is, what do we need to do? Who do you need to call? Get the other appointment set up. Like, let's put a plan in motion so that you've got something to look forward to, because you just went through shit, hell, and you need something to look forward to. So let's get product to you, and then let's get a plan in place.
You know, you went through hell. You don't need to sit and wait in misery, right?
Absolutely. Yeah.
Yeah.
And what you were talking about, like at each other,
Mhm.
like when I showed up, you know, him and his spouse or partner there, I mean, they're going at it. And I was like, it's pressure, right?
Yeah.
Because 45 he can't help it, but going through that much product is groceries. And she's
Yeah,
like,
That's right.
can't you do something about it? And he's like, no, I fucking can't. Right?
Yeah.
And you're like,
Yeah, like,
no, yeah, but
what do you want me to do?
but when you're stressed out about where the next, you know,
Yeah,
paycheck,
it's tough.
how you're going to get your groceries and pay your bills, and all of a sudden that's going on, and you're like, weren't the doctor supposed to fix that? And the guy's like, well, fuck, yeah, it was, but it didn't work,
Yeah.
right?
Yeah,
but
exactly.
that's the frustration people are feeling, and they're butting their heads, and that's where it's so amazing that we have the flexibility in what we do at Never Alone Cancer Foundation.
I like how you correct yourself, almost caught yourself.
Well, it's a lot of years at Never
Yeah, yeah.
Alone, but you know, we're not
Yeah.
a dating service,
That's
so
right.
we had to get that cancer
I
in
was
there.
going to
but-
bring that up. How we talked about that at the last
Yeah.
last time you were on.
It was a
how-
big change, man. It's,
Yeah,
it's
for
an
sure,
important
for
change.
sure, yeah.
But that's the power of what this walk will do, right? Because people just go, I just can't contribute enough. You're like, you know what? Sign up.
Yeah,
There's
you
even
know,
a free option, and then put it out in the space. And you just say to people, this is one of those places where it's grassroots. You come to our office, you'll see it's nothing special. We work hard, and so the money's going to the right places. And all of a sudden, those amounts add up. $35. You just erase somebody's weekend nightmare of what are they going to wear because they're dribbling so much with
Yeah.
a $35, $40 package. It depends. Whatever.
Yeah.
That's, to me, that's powerful every day. I'm just like, that's amazing.
well, and that's the thing. Like, you know, I love donating money to charities that. Now, Never Alone. I met you now a few times. This is the third time, I think. But like, you know, I know where the money's going from another person's perspective as well. You know, I love supporting like the Children's Hospital. You know, so whenever I'm at a cashier and they're like, "Oh, would you like to donate to?" and they, you know, I'm gonna say it. Fuck it. United Way or
Well, whatever it is,
whatever,
you don't,
the big-
need
the
Walmart
big box.
getting a
And I'm like,
tax write-off
no,
on your dollar.
Fuck you. I'm
Yeah.
gonna go and support now. Children's Hospital, I will support, and like the ones that I know, but like I'd much rather put the money towards like Never Alone Cancer Foundation because I know where that money's going. And it's a great foundation. And again, like I spent more than $100 on stupid shit that I don't need, or
Yeah.
just like like I see people throw it in a machine at the VLTs, or like. So when I see people getting upset, well, it's $20, I'm not gonna be. Shut up! Like you don't need the $20. There's people that need it and could help greatly, like you said. So
Well,
I love it. I love what you guys do.
And another great example, we can mark so we can bleep his name out here, but a gentleman named Ron.
Right.
So he was this guy who on Facebook, he was just in a group I was in, and he made a kind of humorous observation one day, but it was it was a little bit offside or whatever, and I made a little bit of a comment back at him that kind of saying that like, well, maybe your comment's not totally justified there. And he came out with a follow-up comment saying, like, you know what, guys, I live a rough life. I've got cancer. Things aren't going great. And, sometimes I just need to make comments to just lighten up my day.
Right.
And I'm sorry if that doesn't float with everybody, but that's all I was trying to do. And he's like, and if you don't get it, you can follow me online. I have a group, and I have the group here. It's called Ron's Cancer, Life, Mind, and so much more. And so I went in and actually joined that group, and in that group it asks you, well, why do you want to join this group? And I said to him, like, I made a comment to you, and you said that you're going through some stuff, and like I just kind of want to see your story too. Like my dad had prostate cancer. He's gotten through it now, but like it's always something that I take an interest in. And so like I got into this group and started following his story, and it really is just he's just one of those people who's had a really rough go of things. He's like a worker to the core. Like he just wants to be out there doing what he can, and his body's not always allowing him to. And he had a problem that was very similar to the original problems we heard from Big Dave. It was stuff with, the battery on his scooter and some car issues that he just couldn't quite afford to take care of. And I reached out to him personally and just said, hey, like, you should reach out to these guys here, because I've seen them help people in similar circumstances. And he did reach out to you guys, and he messaged me back, and he was like, holy shit, like these guys, like
it was fast too.
He was like, literally, I told him what was wrong, and they're getting it fixed next week. Like they found a garage to to
Brian
take care
over at
of
Nest
everything.
Auto, man, he's a clutch player out there, and I just phoned him and I said, you guys have time to just take a look at this guy's truck and tell us what's wrong. And don't even know, right? How much nobody has a clue, right?
Yeah.
What we know is this guy doesn't have any money to afford it.
Yeah.
Right. So let's get it in, assess the situation. But it was quick. And all of a sudden Brian phones me back. What are you in for? I'm like, what's the tab at? He's like, what are you in for? I said, how's 500? Okay.
Yeah.
But it was like, I don't know. It was quite like 14 or.
Yeah, I think it was closer to $1,500 or so of work that he needed, plus the scooter stuff and all that. And,
oh yeah, we got the scooter battery too, right? Totally. You
yeah,
remember?
and so he was super appreciative of it. I remember him doing a big post thanking you guys as well. But I really encourage people to go again. The group name is Ron's Cancer, Life, Mind, and so much more on Facebook, and he posts daily, even multiple times daily, and just kind of diaries what it's like. Some days he's feeling great, and he goes out and he does stuff like he does scrapping, like, so he'll pick up scrap metal and stuff like that. And, kind of similar to Kyle's dumps. He'll do stuff like that too. Like wherever he can, when he has the energy, wherever he can.
Another reason to have a good truck or a truck that's working, right?
Yeah, exactly.
But it's not always possible for him. There's some days where the medication's weighing really heavy on him and stuff like that. And, again, it's not something you have to read every day, but you follow it and it'll show up in your timeline from now and then. And just to get those kind of like regular check-ins and reminders of like,
Yep.
this is what some people's regular life is. It really helps support the importance of the fundraising we do.
Absolutely.
Like it helps me feel a lot better. Like you said, you know where the money's going.
Yeah.
Like we've seen the money in action, and it's great. I love
Somebody
you
says to
guys.
me, and it kind of goes back to that farmer analogy I used earlier, but how you guys spend your money? I'm like, with logic, reason, and an abundance of compassion.
Yeah.
It has to make sense, and it has to do what it's set out to do. So giving Ron the ability to get around again, get to treatments, do some of his scrapping, which is going to give him income, which help. You know what I mean? It just totally makes sense. I mean, one thing I'll never forget about Big Dave is like the day, you go back on the scooter, and I think you got to go to school.
Yeah, I have to take my daughter to school.
Yeah.
Oh.
And
Yeah, and her
I
first
must have
bike
talked to you
ride or
like
something
a
like
couple
that,
days
too, I
after
think,
that,
yeah.
and you were still on you could hear it in your voice.
Yeah,
it was a high.
Yeah, it was awesome. Yeah, like
And you're like, so this is amazing result for a couple of conversations, a little bit of homework, and you and I have just made it happen.
For sure.
Right? And it's a wonderful
yeah, that was
thing.
funny. That was like, I just called Mike up one day and said, I really need the scooter. And he said, well, where do you get one from? I said, well, I'm actually looking at one on Facebook right now. How much is it? And I told him how much it was. He said, go get it.
Nice.
Get her done before it disappears, because it was a good deal.
I had no idea. I was like, what? Like, seriously?
I think it was
He's
an
like,
evening too. I think you got a hold of me one
it was
evening.
Like 4 o'clock in the evening. Like,
Yeah.
come by here tomorrow. We're going to make arrangements. I did, and then I had to, scramble to make some phone calls, get somebody with a truck to bring it home, and like.
So I gotta ask, because I know I've heard in the past that like some other, like when you look at other like cancer charities and stuff, they're always very limited in the support they can provide. Like it's all within a certain guideline. So are those guidelines set by the charity, or is that something that's set by governing bodies where there's, where do they decide what you can and cannot?
Well, it all starts with a
towards?
charity's organization's mission statement, right? So, I mean, that's the foundational wording. What is their mission based on that?
Yep.
And then the board, every charity has a board. They got to sit around and think about, what does that mean, right?
What are the guidelines?
Our founder and co-chair for many years, and he's still a board member, Lyle Bauer, part of the Bombers. He's a guy who's just like, get her done. And right away you start talking about cancer, and you're like, okay, well, breast cancer, yeah, that's a significant percentage of people with cancers. They have a very organized group, got a lot of organizations just for that, right? And then you got one for every kind of cancer. Ours was just all ages, all cancers. What is the problem, and how can we take that challenge away, right, for a better outcome? So very broad mandate. And that's a hard thing, because a lot of sponsors don't really get it because it's too much.
So there's no like legal wording that kind of binds you to like it has to be treatment based, or it has to be.
When you go to the CRA, they just want to know that the money is going to what that project is. So whatever you've written on that CRA charity listing, and you can look up everybody's, and you can tell where some of that money is being directed.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, people can play around with that, of course, like anything.
Yeah, wording.
But it does need to be directed towards a program. So what is that program? And then go from there. We're fairly we're just flexible, right?
Yeah,
and this is why social work is common.
That's what I love the most so far. Like what I've seen with Never Alone Cancer Foundation, because like what I was just saying, like all these other foundations, they're like, we'll help you, but it has to fall into this perfect
You have
box.
to fill out this form.
Like what's the medication you need? Oh, that medication isn't in the box. That's just a therapeutic medication, not a a medication that's going to actually fix anything or something
I'll
like
leverage
that.
other organizations if I can. And there's one I've tried to leverage, but the process is so long that people there's so many barriers. Technology is a barrier because not everybody has access to technology. So how are you going to provide somebody all this? Sometimes I run into people and they're like, yeah, life didn't go my way. So things started falling apart. What didn't I do? Yeah, I didn't do my taxes. Now I'm sick. Now I can't even apply for stuff. I don't even have a computer.
Yeah.
I don't have a way to get around. It's a pandemic, and you're like, holy smokes, that's a lot of layers. So they'll phone somebody. They're like, well, can't help you because our offices are closed.
Yeah.
Can't really do this.
Yeah.
I have a board member. She's a spitfire. She's like I don't know how I deserved her. She came to my office one day, long story short, was interviewing different nonprofits because she wanted to help out somewhere, and she left my office going, that dude needs help. And I'm so thankful. I had that desperation on my face that day because she does. And during the pandemic, she went, well, like, what are we going to do? I'm like, really, if we truly want to fix this, the only way to do it is to get in your car, go to the person's house, collect paper, wherever that may be, envelopes, sort it, look through it, call the CRA, start the process. You know, they got to send you a number, blah, blah, blah.
Yeah.
Got to go to the bank. Well, he doesn't have take him to the bank. She's like, I'm on it. I'm done. I'm in. So went
That's
through,
awesome.
collected, and this person went, okay, we're going to let you do that. And she took all that stuff home, watching Bachelorette or whatever.
Yeah.
Sorting it all out, and eventually worked through it. But had we not had that person, a ton of man hours labor hours went into it. But that's what it takes. And every other organization that we had called is like, sorry, can't.
It's people hours.
You're like, but that's what your organization does. Yeah, but we're kind of can't really do that because it's not organized. And you're like, yeah, but that's part of the issue here, right?
Yeah.
So we want the person to, they screwed up, right? Everybody would say, hey, if you haven't filed taxes 7 years, it happens. But you're really going to just be like, nah,
Yeah.
shame on you. Now go suffer the consequences. That's not us. So
Like that's the last thing the person needs, right?
so sometimes it's really actually not. It doesn't even cost anything monetarily. It just takes effort, right? And time and
being
logic.
there and doing it.
Yeah.
In person.
So we had a lady the other day. Sorry,
no.
Go ahead.
and this same Therese, she's amazing. Goes to this person's house to help them out, and she's like, "Oh, what happened?" And the person with cancer needs the room, but they only had a 1-bedroom, so she's got her bed like this. The mother has a bed, and it's half in the kitchen, right? That's the only place it fits in that place. There's a big cabinet, and it's just not comfortable. So she's like, "Do you guys need the cabinet?" No. Well, can you get rid of it? No. Well, like, who's going to do that? It's huge. My son can't. He's sick. I'm too old. All right, Therese phoned some volunteers. They went by with I think the Manitoba Truck Club guys, picked it up, donated it to another organization that could use it, right? Now the dining room becomes kind of mom's bedroom, right? I mean, it's just sometimes you're in the situation and go, well, what can I do? And it's by looking around. The person I hired saw me working at somebody's house. I was doing dishes. She's like, how does that factor in? And I'm like, well, the guy's sick. He can see the mess. It bugs him. He said it. So home care said they weren't going to do it.
No, they won't do it. No.
Half the time they weren't even showing up. And they also wouldn't take the garbage down 3 flights of stairs. So, yeah, let's get in there. Let's clean it up.
And
Right?
here you are, the executive director, doing the dishes.
Yeah, man.
You know
because
what?
that's the right thing to do.
Like 2 winters ago, Mike asked me how I was doing, and I said,
Answer it. Tommy, you got to answer
It was an
calls.
alarm. Sorry.
He said, I'm pissed off because the guy my dad hired to shovel my walkway hasn't shown up because his kid's sick
I think
or
you had an
whatever.
appointment, too.
Yeah, and I had an appointment to go to and everything, and then whatever. Then the next day I'm sitting playing Xbox like I do all day, and out of the corner of my eye I see movement. I look on my home security cameras. There's this guy in my walkway shoveling. Like, jeez.
I was taking my break.
Yeah. Yeah, no, that's amazing.
And Dave, I actually just wanted to rewind to something he said a few minutes ago to just be a note on the trivia competition. He called his assistant a Spitfire, and that's actually a super accurate and relevant representation because the Spitfire was actually credited in World War II as basically winning the war for the Allies because it was the fighter plane that was so maneuverable it was able to defend
The Battle of Britain, man. Yep.
It was able to defend the B-17 flying fortresses while they went and bombed the fuck out of the Axis. And so,
Along with the Mustang.
great.
Brett, are you going to
Yes,
tell us
yeah.
about this chicken that's on the table?
Against
So
the
basically,
Luftwaffe.
I was kicking myself afterwards. We're having a barbecue for Never Alone. We're inviting Michael, and I didn't make some barbecue tonight.
Yeah.
I
Made some
fucked
shake
up.
and bake.
But no, this isn't shake and bake. This is Bretsky Bite flavored chicken. chicken drumsticks.
You're
We have
just
the
digging
three.
the
We
hole
have
deep.
the 3 hot sauces that we had last week. If you guys want to try them, there's a pickle mustard. There's one that's kind of like just a traditional hot sauce, and there's one that's a spicy barbecue sauce. Or just eat some chicken. Fuck, I don't care. There's
Help
little
yourself.
plates here.
And
So is there hot spice on those now?
On the chicken, no. The
Okay.
chicken is just seasoned.
Just
Gotcha.
beautifully seasoned.
Like
Okay, I
shake
can't-
and bake, but
As a side effect from my cancer treatments, I don't have a lining inside cheeks. So
Because
if
you
I
can't
put
have
any
hot
type of
sauce.
spice or acid in my mouth, it burns like hell.
what's on there?
the spiciest thing on there is
I'll skip this part so people don't know what you're saying.
no. The spiciest thing
That's
on
fine.
there is
I don't
some
care.
steak spice.
That's fine. That's
All
fine.
right. So why don't you guys dig in? And Bretsky, why don't you crack another beer?
Yeah. Okay. So, I think I'm gonna go with a sour just to piss Tommy off, and I think
Oh, perfect.
I think Michael maybe will like this, and maybe even Big Dave. Why don't you crank the rest of Big Dave's? Pour it in yours. He clearly doesn't like that
I'm
one.
not going to drink that. No.
How's the chicken there, Big Dave?
Chickeny.
Chickeny. All right, I'm going to reach over and grab one of those bad boys.
This one here is a mango sour. Now, I'm not a fan of mango, but the gentleman at the liquor store told me that he is a fan of mango and did not find this actually tasted like mango. It just tastes like a straight sour beer. I basically literally just grabbed one of everything he recommended today. So, he
Thanks,
seemed
Tommy.
to kind of be on my level. Like, he liked a lot of the fruitier beers, which I tend to like. But so far, I'm rating his recommendations at only about a 6. They've been interesting. I just haven't quite found one I truly enjoyed yet. Tommy, you look like you're struggling even thinking about this one.
Smells fruity.
This one smells drinkable to me. I like that.
I mean,
I think if it was super chilled, hot outside,
Yeah, it's again, okay, that's a
it kind
thing.
of makes me think of a Radler.
Well, and that's a lot of what sours are. They're like Radlers, just a little bit stronger. Now, I'm part of the same thing. Like, I'm not going to sit there and drink sours all night. Like, it's like a Caesar, right? Like, you have 1 or 2 and enjoy it, and then you move on to something else.
8 or 9 of those, you pay the price normally. Yeah.
Yeah, you either move to hard liquor or kokanee.
Back to the kokanee.
like,
Yeah, just to straight up lagers. So
and don't get me wrong, I like kokanee, but to me that's a camping beer. You know, I can drink those all day, no problem.
or the support Ukraine beer we had last week there.
Oh yeah,
Bud Light.
I'll drink
Does
that
not
too.
smell good.
It
It
does.
smells like there's a German beer that they used to have at my cabin, my family's cottage, at the store, and it was horrible. Can't think of the name of it. But
Where was your cottage?
Big White Shoal Lake.
I'm trying to think what kind of.
It was at the North Shore. The North Shore store had it.
I almost feel like it needs to be on ice or something.
Yeah,
Sours are much better served quite cold. Kind of like a.
So I was kind of
kokanee or
raised on
something like
Radler
that.
being German, right? My parents came in like 1968. So easy way to make the kids all happy and quiet was to pour half a beer and then put the lemonade or strawberries in there, right? We were the happy little quiet kids.
That was like when like I first had my son and I was having a rough night and would be like messaging with my mom and she'd be like, just put a spoonful of rum in his bottle. It's like, no, Mom, you can't do that anymore.
It worked on you.
you can't.
You turned out all right.
I know you didn't.
I got the taste.
I believe that beer was called DAP.
Yeah. Oh, DAP. I remember
That
DAP you used
shit
to be
is
able to buy in the
gross.
mini kegs.
Yeah.
I love that.
Oh,
DAP and Warsteiner. That was the other one you could buy in the mini kegs.
Totally right.
But yeah,
you know what's
DAP.
worse than DAP? Warm DAP. Ugh.
That's like Bushmills Irish whiskey.
That Pizza Oven is dedicated to the highest quality pie that the whole family can enjoy. With their amazing sauce and the freshest ingredients, the Pizza Oven is here to provide quality and a great tasting pizza to Winnipeg and East St. Paul. They use a delicious blend of mozzarella cheese and make their pizza crust daily, both thick and thin, and their meats are proudly provided by Winnipeg Old Country. They're located at 1215 Henderson Highway, Unit D in Winnipeg. Call them today at 204-949-3000 because everyone's loving the Pizza Oven. And tell them the VIPOD sent you by using promo code VIPOD5 for 5% off of your order, and order online for an additional 5% off for a grand total of 10% off of your order.
We would like to take a moment to say a great big thank you to our lead sponsor, SafetyNet Studio, for bringing us to all major platforms under their banner. SafetyNet Studio is a boutique audio company. They produce podcasts, offer voice work, and create content for radio stations across North America. You can head to safetynetstudio.com and check out music news you can use that's covering the chart toppers and floppers. It's a daily 6 to 7 minute pod that keep you up to date with all your active rock and top 40 favorites. You can also hear music news you can use on your local radio station.
Badlands Promotions Inc. is a music production company based out of Portage La Prairie, Manitoba, Canada. They promote local shows, all ages, and 18+. They also offer a wide variety of services including concert promotions, tour bookings, merchandising, flyers, photo and video services, studio recording, EPK, and website building. Call Badlands Promotions Inc. at 204-595-0500. You can also email them at badlandspromotionsplap@gmail.com. VIPOD is very excited to promote every Badlands Promotions Inc. show, so come out and support your local scene.
So what I'm hearing from you guys today is in future years of Pause for a Cause Cancer Walk, I need to have a beer garden and a barbecue area.
We can make that happen for you. We can totally be responsible for that. We have the experience. And Tommy, you okay there?
Yeah, I just had a little too much hot sauce.
I told you, it's hotter than last time,
It
though,
is.
right? Like, we had this last week. There was a band that was on, and me and Tommy were like, these all just taste like barbecue sauce. Like, and I don't know what it was.
But it's good,
like,
though, but
I
yeah.
had it later in the
It
week,
just
and I
hit
was
me
like,
harder.
oh, that's a little
You got some
spicier
glossy
than I
eyes over
remember.
there.
Oh, yeah. My mouth is on fire. Anyways, continue.
Pull it together, Tommy.
I don't even remember where I was going anymore.
Barbecue. Pause for
Oh, yeah, absolutely. Like, if you guys need a little barbecue to happen and maybe a beer garden, yeah, we can help you make that happen.
Well,
I know
you know
some
what?
guys for security if you need for the beer garden.
Yeah.
I know a few guys.
Well, and we know a few people that either work at a microbrewery or are planning on starting their own or have their own. So,
Yeah, so maybe even sponsorship help.
yeah, we should definitely. I mean,
Yeah, there's a place in Ontario that does called the Butter Tart Trot. Like that's their name for their walk, and I'm
Okay.
like, well, I kind of like butter tarts.
Yeah, like butter.
Yeah.
How does that work?
Do you just
how
walk
hard-
around, there's tables
Yeah, that's
every
what I was
like
wondering, and I think no, it's just at
every
the end.
point one you
think
get a
about
butter tart.
Then a buddy of mine in Vancouver, his running group, they do like they don't do it often, but they do the run to a different pub.
Yeah.
They
The
actually
beer marathons.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So my brain is always like, how could we eventually evolve that walk into, you got the family time, noon to 3, and then you going into the beer garden. And,
Yeah, then there's the whatever it may be, Brazen Hall tent halfway through that you can stop and have a little refreshment. And
totally, hey?
yeah, we should definitely talk to Brazen Hall.
Yeah, they're great. They're coming to the golf tournament tomorrow. Actually,
They're
with
fantastic.
with their big
and
RV.
we've sampled their beers many times on the show.
Have you
And-
had anything? Sorry to cut you off. Have you ever had anything from Torque?
Yes,
Brewery?
I actually have a Torque in the fridge.
Are they good?
They're good. I like Dork.
I'm gonna say it depends.
Yeah, it depends
on the
on-
type of beer you're into. I feel like they are more of the like hopsier.
I was going to say hoppy, strong.
The reason I bought it was to make some beer batter, to make some like fish and chips.
Torque was awesome, by the way, for the foundation. When they first started,
Nice.
they got that foundation ale that they do in a box. They change up the like who the charity is every year.
Right, yeah.
But we were one of the that first year and
Yeah.
kind of ended up raising I think $10,000, which when you don't have to do any work, $10,000's like it feels like $1 million. So it was awesome.
The other day, I won a $50 gift certificate for Torque on the radio. So
Nice,
Yeah.
nice.
Be a pity. if I
Yeah,
don't
they changed
like
them up
it.
a lot though.
Okay, so we a couple weeks ago on the show we tested their blonde, which was marketed as a Power 97.
Yep, that's
Beer.
where I won the
Yeah.
the gift cert. from.
That one was
I
good.
didn't mind
That
it.
one was really good. Yeah.
Like if you like blonde.
Compare it to a domestic. What does it taste like?
It's got
Well,
punch.
okay, so
Is it a Coors? Is
yeah.
it a Miller? Is it a
Oh no.
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 It's craft
It's
and-
fuller.
You can't
it's-
compare it, yeah,
it's
you
got
can't compare it.
it's got a fuller flavor than that. What do they have a blonde of? I'm trying to think, like a Keith's or something like that. I think Keith's has a blonde, or
I
you know,
don't
like
know.
it is a bit more of an ale kind of beer.
I'm gonna
Like
be
it's
bringing $50 worth of Torque Brewery to the barbecue.
well, we
It's
can
for
sell
whoever
sell it
wants
off for all proceeds. We are not taking any profits from this.
No.
We're gonna try to get.
I actually
as,
reached
as
out to
much,
Boulevard Meats to see if they can donate the meat. So I haven't heard anything back yet. But yeah.
we should also ask maybe
Frigs.
and Marcello's and
Yep.
Miller's, and let's get a bidding war.
Also, Harris Meats is really good too.
Harris
Harris
where are they?
Meats
Oh,
on
Harris.
Arlington and Inkster.
Okay,
They have
that's in a zone that if they're there, they've been there a while. I trust
They've
them.
recently taken it over. It used to be just a mom and pop. I can't even think of the name. It was like a Mac store, but it was.
Oh, okay, yeah.
a
Was it
co-op
one of
type
those
thing.
mom and pop shop number 4 or whatever? Like I know
Kinda.
there's like 5 or 6 of those
They had
around
it
town.
in the 80s. There were
Like, they
quite a few
literally
of them around
numbered them.
Winnipeg. I can't just remember what it was called, but like a co-op or a family food, that type of thing. But
Yeah.
now it's Harris Meats, and
every neighborhood's got to have.
Yeah.
But they have like,
and
I
Marcello's
swear,
for me. That's kind of
they have
close
the
to me.
best
I've always
meat,
loved Marcello's.
meat
They
counter
do
in
great.
Winnipeg almost like, and they have any meat that you like, corned beef, you like roast beef, all that kind of stuff.
Yep.
They make their own versions
Nice.
of those stuff in house, and their kubasa kicks ass. And you can
Sounds
get
like I'm going shopping
a
tomorrow.
full ring. But here's the best part: a full ring of it is like $6.
Oh,
What?
Wow.
Yeah, it's so
I've-
cheap.
I'll let you try. I've got some Marcello's hot Hungarian sauce. Oh yeah, I
don't-
know if
can't
you
eat
can do
hot.
you can't eat hot.
It's
Sorry.
not really
I'll
that
try
hot.
it, Bretsky. I don't think I tried it.
Yeah. Tommy's had like 5 links of it already. Each link is this big. But like, it is the most flavorful thing ever.
It's fantastic. Yeah.
But it destroys me at night. Like
Not
I
me.
have to sleep with the bucket of Tums beside
Oh,
me and
really?
just
Yeah.
like
And the toilet lid is
handful,
open and ready.
handful. Like I get the worst.
But it's so
heartburn
good, you
from it.
keep going back.
Actually, you know
That's
what?
the thing. I can't stop myself. Like it destroys me, and I cannot stop myself.
You
It's
know,
so
Michael,
good.
I think you should just keep Pause for a Cause the way it is. It's perfect the way it is, and you guys should start another fundraiser.
Oh yeah.
And it could be either like a sausage making. I could cook a mean goulash, but like
hey, you should
know,
cook
like
a goulash
like
for the barbecue.
That's so much work.
You know,
Oh, and barbecue isn't?
While you offered, I didn't.
Yeah, but I wanted to call it Bretsky's Barbecue Bonanza, and
Yeah,
you wouldn't
well.
let me. So since it doesn't have my name, you better do some fucking
I guess
cooking.
I guess I get
You're
it.
in now, man.
Yeah, maybe
Tommy's
I can
in.
do a goulash. I mean, that's actually a fantastic idea.
Yeah,
'cause
it really
it's a
would
big
be.
fucking pot.
It
Actually, my seasonal campground, they actually asked me for Canada. Like
Oh really?
they're like, hey, can you
Cook up a.
cook a pot of
And I
goulash?
can,
I'm like,
I
hell
can,
yeah.
I can speak from experience. Like you can
That's
So do you have like a big cauldron with a big
I
paddle?
have a 20-liter pot.
Literally,
yeah, nice.
literally a
Yeah, I
cauldron.
brought it from Hungary. I bought it in Hungary because goulash is really Hungarian goulash, and
I love
in
Hungarian
Hungary,
food. They
you
just,
drive through a small village, and like there's this house that they just open the gate. You walk in, and they sell like 50-liter, 60-liter ones. And I'm
you
like,
just buy
I
a
literally,
bucket, eh?
I literally measured my suitcase. I'm
Come
like,
on.
and I went to the store, and I'm like, yep, this'll do. That's the biggest one I can fit in my suitcase.
Customs
please
guys, eh?
tell me you have holiday photos
I don't.
of this
No, I
happening.
don't.
Because, like, if there is, like, I don't care about the pictures of you at the beach. I want to see the pictures of you in the
should've,
store
yeah.
with your suitcase beside the
No,
cauldron.
I measured the suitcase at home, but yeah, like that was literally. I went there with the tape, and I just like, okay, like this is perfect. Yeah,
That is awesome.
and because I was like, even if they say, oh yeah, it's because everything is centimeters.
Guys,
even
eat
if
more.
it's-
There's, like,
this-
still, like, another dozen.
If they say it's like 20 centimeters, like I'm like, no, I need to measure it. I measured my suitcase. I know what, and I measured like the height. So it literally, it was a tad bit bigger than my suitcase, but I knew my suitcase has a plate.
I also would have loved to have seen the footage of the customs conversation. when it
Totally.
came. So what are you bringing back with you?
At least a transcript.
A cauldron. Pardon? A cauldron.
Well, let me tell you that they actually did stop me.
Oh, I'm not surprised.
And they're just like, they're like, random check, random my ass, No, and it was literally, they're just like, so what's in your suitcase? What's that big piece of metal? I'm like, that's a pot? And he's like, you don't think we have...
You went on vacation halfway around the world and you bought
brought a pot.
a pot.
No, but and so this is
Magic.
and this is what he. Yeah, I should. Yeah, because like he's like, so you don't think we have pots in Canada? And I should have said, this one's magical. Yeah. But
Not this
I
kind.
had to explain to him like what it's for, and I was like, I found a place in the States. It would have cost me $1,000 to order from the States and get it delivered. I'm already coming home. Tickets are paid for. I got a vacation out of it, and that cost me $10. So,
yeah, basically.
like
yeah.
it was like, especially in Hungary, like 'cause things in Slovakia are cheap. In Hungary are even cheaper. And like, yeah, like just, I was like, there's no way I'm not bringing one home. And then my buddy made like the wood stove for it.
The show needs to go to Europe one day. We need to do VIPOD
I'm going
goes
next
to
year.
Europe.
I'm going next year.
Oh man.
So, but
Back to Hungary?
Slovakia, yeah.
Oh, Slovakia.
But actually,
Right next door.
yeah, like I'm literally like where I grew up was like 14 kilometers from the Hungarian border. But now my parents sold their cottage and they bought they call it the cottage, but they really bought a house in a small village in Hungary.
Okay.
And that's actually closer than where their cottage.
It's like going
was.
to Gimli,
Not even
basically.
It's,
but like
Yeah.
like
yeah, exactly. It's just
scenery
like,
wise,
yeah.
like you're
It's gonna be
you're
the
driving an
hotspot
hour
next
down the
couple years,
road
man.
and
It's fantastic. Like,
growing.
it's beautiful
Yeah.
there. Yeah. So but yeah, like just to understand how much cheaper Hungary is. Like my parents sold their cottage that was literally just you walked in and you had the kitchen with the bathroom, stairs to go upstairs, and it was one big open room. And there's I think you could sleep up to 8 people comfortably in that room. And they sold that place, and it was a beautiful
as
scenery.
long as nobody snores.
Yeah, exactly. They sold it for like 60,000 euros, and they bought this 2-bedroom house with a full living room, kitchen, bathroom, a second kitchen that's considered the outdoor kitchen with a garage, same size property for 20,000.
No
euros.
way.
Yeah, so it's that much cheaper in Hungary.
Holy
so,
cow.
So that's why, yeah, like this pot that would have cost me $1,000 to get it from the States. Cost me $10. Like it was like, yeah, I'm bringing it home. But anyway, yeah, we should totally do that. But yeah, back to like fundraisers, like I'd love to see some more fundraisers, like because maybe some people might not
Yeah.
be okay, well, pets, oh my god, they're cute,
But they
Sure,
said
sure, yeah.
pants.
no, but like
Oh yeah, pants. They're great once in a while.
open up the door to like the butcher shop, sausage making.
No, I hear you.
competition,
I'll tell you that-
beer.
I'll tell you
and like you said, we need to know more because, like, I until today didn't know about this, your fishing thing and stuff like that. And I'm sure if you, I know From
it's
what
the
I
fishing
understand,
trip you don't want to have to
well,
go on.
the
Well,
fishing, the
some
fishing,
people buy their spots and it's expensive, but
yeah, the fishing
that-
trip is
I guess
just
true,
for
yes.
the members, from what I understand. But I'm sure you could probably turn that into
Well,
a fundraising fishing derby.
It's actually it's a split, that one. Right? We do between corporate people out, or people, we call it corporate because the spots are $750 a person. So a boat's $22.50 for the day, right?
We could raise $750.
We do have boats available.
corporate
So
spot.
$7.50. Fuck yeah.
Fucking Kyle would pay $750 just to go fishing.
But I'll tell you
like,
guys something. Yeah, I
guy's a
mean,
dumbass,
when you're
he'll
out
pay
at Croduck
anything.
and you're bringing in 140 fish
in a
in
boat.
between 10 and 3, you're having like the
Oh, wow.
epic fishing day of the summer. You don't need to go
God
after that.
damn.
The thing about events, I'll tell you guys, especially for small foundations, it's a lot of work. Right. So what we learned over the pandemic was we were really doing way too much in 2018, 2019, trying to keep up with all these different events all the time. Call rates for patients have just skyrocketed. 425 calls last year we dealt with, right? That's a lot. So if you got too many events, it's not what you call always the best economical way to fundraise, right? Because there are always costs involved, right?
Yeah.
The walk is fantastic because it's fairly low. What I'm doing tomorrow at a big high-end golf tournament, it's expensive. Like you got food, you got all that kind of stuff. Like it costs. Back in the day, we did a big poker tournament, and we want to bring that back. But I mean, the prize alone is 15 or 20K. You know, so you got to raise 150 to hopefully have 90 profit or something.
Yeah.
Right? And also the Jets that one year were doing really well, and I'm like, oh my god, if their final game is on that night, guess what? I'm dead.
You're done.
Because nobody's going to come, and no matter how many people show up, I still got to pay the prize because that's lottery rules.
That's right.
It's going to kill me. And people that week who had events, like we had ours on a Wednesday or something, but I knew somebody who had a big event on a Monday, and nobody came. It was devastating. So it's super dangerous. We're trying to get to the level where you have enough events so people know about you for two reasons. One, of course, donations are great. But you also want people to find out about you, right? Because people who need you need to hear about you from somewhere.
I was gonna say, I remember going to wedding socials that year, and they were literally like playing the Jets game at the social, just to make sure people still came.
weren't
They were
gonna
like,
come.
"We'll project it on a screen. You can still watch the fucking game."
People forget it's like what some people are celebrating, other people it's ruining their lives almost. Like which
is ridiculous.
It's crazy.
But let's not get into that because I'm going to get upset today.
No, you know, we have some sponsors. You know, Pratt's, for example. One of the first guys I called during the pandemic was like, I know you put some money aside for Never Alone for this event and this event. Not doing those events. So are you shifting those funds to next year? Do you want that check back? And Jeff Baranek, fuck no.
Yeah.
I'm there for what you guys do. I don't give a shit. That's literally a quote.
Yeah.
And I was like, are you kidding? He's like, no, you guys keep it. If I can join you at something, I will, but that's not what I'm doing.
Yeah.
You're like, oh my God.
Fantastic.
This is amazing. This is what you need, right? Otherwise, it's a lot of work when you're constantly doing events. That's all.
And I want to say too, beyond the money, like the walk for or Pause for a Cause walk there, you guys do a lot as well for pet ownership. I'm not gonna name names, but someone in my household here has some other connections with you guys, and they're hoping to do some stuff at the walk this year to, you know, just help.
Yeah, let's give a shout out to WinRose. They signed up as a dog's best friend level, so they're going to be there. They've been fantastic.
Yeah. So there's educational stuff for people with the animals, and then last year we ran into Scalder Designs. who's actually she's supposed to have been on here a couple times, and it's
unfortunately, like
COVID,
first she got COVID, then we got COVID,
Right.
then we forgot. So like literally 3 times, but
yeah,
we'll
like,
get her. We'll get her. On the show.
We're getting her on one day, but what I'm getting towards is there's all sorts of great companies there that do stuff that support animals. Scalder Designs, she was selling stuff that, you know, like bandanas and stuff for dogs, and little pouches to hold your poo-poo bags and all of that sort of stuff. But there's all sorts of other great companies that were selling natural snacks that are made in cookies, and they even had, last year you guys had like a portable dog gym where like it was just like a trailer, and there was like treadmills and stuff inside for the dogs and all that. So like and before the show, you know, you were talking with my other half and stuff like that, and you you previously had a family pet that meant a lot to you guys, and I think that's a thing with a lot of people, that their family pet, a lot of people consider their family pet essentially another member of the family. It's no different than another child
100%.
or whatever. So a lot of people, whether or not they may not have somebody in their family who has cancer, their pet still may be something really important to them, and this is still an awesome event for those people too, because there's still so much good.
There are so many amazing
stuff.
vendors there, right? Hard-working people that do that sometimes on the side, bringing great product. Just enjoy. They realize what we are. It's a smaller event, but so you're giving up some of your time, but you're hopefully getting some people to see your product. They know they're helping the foundation. It's an amazing thing. And one of the top teams, especially the year you guys last year, was Team Fur Baby Biscuit. So she used to do the cookies for all the walks, right? When she first came, she met me. She wanted to know about the foundation. I love that, right? Came to the office. I want to know what you guys are up to. Okay, talked about it. Her and her daughter just crushing it, eh? Doing a great job with the team and all that. And, that was September 2021, right? He got a promotion. They told me they're going to move outside of the city. Bought their dream house in November. A month later, phoned me. Husband's not well, in his 40s. By February, he passed. Leaves behind a 10-year-old daughter. So, when you go, and Alexis just posted her first video, and people are like, if your eyes aren't tearing up watching her, she's like, as many of you guys know, she's saying her dad passed away, but she's like, our team's going to rock it anyways this year. Yeah. So there's just amazing community connections, right? And we knew that was going to be this summer's super tough on them. Yeah. They have to sell the house. So we had some volunteers said, what can we do? So we actually headed over to her place on Canada Day because she has to get it ready for sale, right? Yeah. But Canada Day used to be a big deal in their house too. So we were like, hey, 2 for 1. Let's go there, clean up, weed, whatever we got to do, celebrate a little bit, Canada Day. And
did you say weed and whatever we've got to do?
I cannot confirm or deny such alleged uses, but I can tell you we all felt pretty damn good on Canada Day. Nice. Putting a little sweat equity and having some laughs with this family who was a great supporter, and they had great product at the walk. So.
And so, will they be at the
unfortunately, she's had to leave the business, right? Her husband was, the primary income earner, so she has to go find another job. Yeah. And,
but there are tons of fantastic pet-oriented companies. I also should shout out Brittany. She was there last year with the Dumble Dogs crew, and they did some demonstrations there. She used to be one of my bartenders at my local watering hole.
Hang on. What did you just pour in that glass?
I know okay. So we gotta talk about this.
Okay, so I'm sorry to interrupt. I totally agree with what you're saying.
This is gross.
No, this is actually probably the second worst beer I've ever had. The only one
Tommy take a sip, and then I saw the look he gave to Bretsky, and Bretsky I looked at Tommy and went,
the only beer that was worse was the pickle beer, and the reason that this is close behind, it's called Cuke Little Number. So it is a cucumber.
I'll still drink it.
Lime.
Are you kidding? You're going to drink that?
Cucumbers are
I'm almost
disgusting.
It
looks painful.
Also tastes very similar to pickle. Because it's cucumber.
Pickles are good because there's garlic.
But pickle beer is not good.
Thing is, I like pickles. I don't like cucumbers.
Would you eat a pickle pizza?
This tastes like if you mixed beer with cucumber water, which is just not a mix you should do.
I would agree. I
think that's literally what they did, and it's a bad idea. Don't buy Cuke Little Number. I'm sorry, OGC Brewing Co.
Did you get the guy's name that suggested all these beers?
He's he's failed.
It's probably Donovan.
We need to go back and punch him in the face.
But this is just it. I mean, you got to find the person that has the same kind of likes as you, right?
So here's the thing. It's gross, but
it's alcohol.
No, that's that too. But if I liked cucumbers, maybe I would enjoy this.
You sure, Dave? There's like one little swift.
No.
I like cucumbers.
Okay, yeah.
I do not like that.
But it's like one of those things that it's so bad that it just...
I can't even go back.
No way.
No. If I was outside, I would have done the classic.
Yeah.
You can still do it here.
I won't. You just pour it back right in there.
Yeah, that. Can we reseal it and take it back?
Yeah, no kidding. Eh?
Yeah.
I always say that to the LC. That's my funny joke when they do you want a receipt? No, I won't be returning this.
Yeah, I should have gotten the receipt for this one.
Should have fucked
No,
up.
I have toilet paper.
Yeah.
Shall we get into a confession booth?
I know we have one that came in late last week, and so
We have.
It wasn't me.
it's probably a question for Indigo that we're not going to be able to answer anymore.
Probably.
But let me chug a bad beer while you play that.
Yeah, enjoy. Not.
I'm here for a confession.
Oh, Lord Jesus, what have you done?
Nothing. You just take it easy now.
I must confess.
Well, my dear, for your penance, 10 Bloody Marys and a good shag.
Leave a message. Beep.
All right, so we have some voicemails here.
That's unfortunate.
First one's from Steven. Let's dive right into it. I don't know who Steven is, but...
Okay, yeah, so this was the one that I said came in late last time, so it could be a question for Indigo, in which case we'll just tag them and they can answer it fucking selves.
You want a confession? I have a confession. I confess that when I first called in and got such a positive reaction to it, it fed my fragile musician ego. So that I thought, well, fuck, I can do that again. Never expecting it to be so thoroughly and decidedly upstaged by someone farting into their fucking phone. And it taught me a few things. As good as you think you are, there's always someone willing to lower the bar and kick you in the nuts. And you sick fucks have a really, really low bar. So I figured, fine. I'd let those who were more suited than I call in and get the attention. And no one did. Well, that's a fluke. Surely there's someone with the shits and motivation to record it somewhere. Leave it another week, and no one called again. Despite your pleas and repeatedly desperate calls to action. And then I was going to call, but then I waited too long. And then I forgot. And then I was like, well, fuck them. And then someone did call in and shit and fart on the phone a dozen times. And you guys fucking loved it again. And I'm like, why the fuck am I even listening to this anyway? The best part for me was me. So this is for me. But if someone calls in and shits all over the show again, I won't be surprised. Lock and loads, bitches.
Well, I'm just going to say our next call is from Baby Goose. So buckle up, bitch. I do recognize.
I recognize this guy. Okay,
I recognize, and I have suspicions as to who it is, but I'm not dropping names yet. That's in
No,
in
Grumpy's
the list.
calling. Grumpy's calling. I just revealed his true name.
I'm not going to lie. I was a little worried that Grumpy might just be my dad trolling me.
All right, let's go to Baby Goose.
Hello, scumbags. It's a scumbag. My name is a little bit irrelevant, I guess, but for context purposes, we'll say BB Goose. First time calling, first time listener. I started listening to your podcast yesterday, July 21, 2022, and I'm starting from the beginning. I think the first episode on here I see was on Spotify, March 21, 2021. So I'm starting from the beginning. We'll see how long it takes.
We'll see when we get here.
This is the auditor that's going to cancel us. That's exactly what this is.
Oh, did you hear the end?
Oh, nope, I missed it. Was it a bye?
Yeah.
Bye.
Okay, so this voice sounds familiar.
It can't be Butters.
And I can't quite place it. It's similar to Mike and Ike.
Yeah.
It is very,
But Mike and Ike announces himself.
Yeah.
So does he have a brother?
I was just going to say that.
I wonder.
Maybe that's why he said Baby Goose.
Baby Goose.
But
I think
Baby Goose called in again.
Okay, so let's...
So he called in... Oh, same time.
But...
Right after.
Yeah, but it's a different timestamp, so...
Well, no, it's the same.
He left...
But yeah.
But the first one was 47 seconds. This one's only 17.
He probably
so
left
it's a different...
right after.
Yeah.
Okay, let's see.
Well, shit, I forgot to tell you that I'm already on. It is the July 22nd already, and I'm already on your episode 420. Yeah.
Okay.
Cool. Bye.
This is probably the most dedicated fan we've ever had.
I know.
There you go.
He's binging. Holy shit.
Yeah.
Okay.
He is drunk.
Big Dave's like, what?
Terrible. I'm right here.
Number one fans right there.
Yeah, I don't know.
No. that can also
Give me
be
a tattoo removed
they,
now.
they can also fight for that at the barbecue.
That's right. Yeah.
We'll have the number one fan competition.
Arm wrestling.
Ooh, let's do that. Let's do a VIPOD trivia as well to see who our number one fan is.
Dave's
$5 for entry.
Got to re-listen to everything, Dave.
It's not worth $5.
Nothing's worth $5, but we're gonna make you pay it. It's for a good cause.
Yeah, it's for a good cause. Exactly.
Want to play some fucking ladder ball? $5. Fuck you. Bring your own pool. $5 to set it up. I don't care. I'm charging you for water.
Right? Yeah, exactly. You need to poo? That's $20.
$20.
Oh, by the way, we haven't talked about the poo situation yet for the barbecue.
Yeah, we're still trying to figure it out whether we're gonna dig a ditch or
are you getting a porta potty or
Maybe.
are you not?
Yeah,
It's
maybe
a
we'll see.
mystery.
Porta potty sponsor somewhere out there.
Well, and that's we got to reach out to. There's one down the street actually.
There is one right up the street. It's like I'm pretty sure the name is Kyle.
Kyle's Crap House.
Yeah. Kyle's Shitters.
Yeah. Thanks, guys, for calling in. If you'd like to leave us a voicemail, go to our website, www.thevipod.com, and on the bottom right-hand corner, there's a little microphone, and you can click on it, leave us a 2-minute voicemail. You can also send us an email at vipodmail@gmail.com, and that's where you can send us an email about the tickets to the barbecue, fundraiser
Award-winning barbecue.
That's right,
Award-winning barbecue.
Or like participation winning.
Yeah. Few participation awards,
Yeah.
live music, yard games, shenanigans, bring your own
$20
pool party.
$20 fundraiser for Pause for Cause, and it's going to be fun. Oh, I'm looking forward to it.
I'm even debating renting sheds out for the night as
Nice.
condos.
Yeah, we should.
Are they going to come move them that night?
Exactly. But yeah, so the email is vipodmail@gmail.com. $20 tickets. All proceeds go to Never Alone Foundation, to the Pause for Cause.
Never Alone Cancer Foundation.
Well, maybe we're supporting
Not
the
the
dating
Never
site.
Alone Grinder
No,
Foundation.
just kidding. That's right, Never Alone Cancer Foundation.
I appreciate it.
Loads.
Please rate and review our show on our website. You can also do that on Apple Podcasts, Google Podcast. You can subscribe to Spotify. You can also rate us on Spotify, and you can listen to us on Amazon Music and TuneIn Radio. Follow us on social media on Facebook and Instagram. It's the VIPod Podcast. Thank you to our sponsors, Safety Net Studio. Check them out at safetynetstudio.com. Also, order a pizza from pizzaoven.ca. Get extra 5% on top of the 5% that you can already get on online
And
orders.
listen, there's not a lot of deals going around nowadays.
No.
So if you want some pizza oven, get
your
on
pi-
this.
Get your pizza
promo.
oven. And promo code VIPod will get you extra 5%. And actually, I was just talking to the owner of the pizza oven, and I think we might be getting our own pizza soon.
Okay, we've been trying for so long, but
so
the pandemic made it so hard.
I've been working on some ingredients with him. I've been kind of telling him, like, hey, you got to try this on pizza, that on pizza.
Goulash.
Goulash and pizza.
I literally ran a pizza restaurant. Why am I not in the fold?
I don't think they'll put hot dog on the menu.
Yeah, exactly.
It's a
It's
wiener.
such a cheap ingredient, though.
Also, please check out Badlands Promotions at on Instagram and Facebook at Badlands Promotions. What's going on with Badlands? There's a fundraiser on the same date as we have a fundraiser, right?
Yes.
Yeah,
so like if you are too lazy to make your way 5 minutes outside of the city.
Well, it's more like 15, but yeah.
But you're in the central northern area of the city. Bulldog Event Center, Manitoba Loud Music Awards is hosting a fundraiser show for the Manitoba Loud Music Awards. So basically, it's a similar idea where all proceeds from that show are going to go to putting on the big gala event at the end of the year. Tommy, do you have a list of the bands?
Yes,
who are
I
on
do.
that?
So
'Cause I know it kind of switched up today. So
yeah, so it's going to be Regret on Fire, Sans Regret. That's funny. two bands with
Sans
regret in it. Sans Regret.
It's a French name.
Wow,
that
it has regret in it. Okay.
Okay, so the name means
No
without
regret.
regret. Or no regret.
Yeah, there you go.
No regrets.
No regrets. Ramskull is going to be playing, which
Yeah.
is going to be
Dean's cousin.
huge.
And Mike is fantastic. He is part of our team.
Yeah, and this is going to be, I believe, their first show after Shane's passing. So,
Yes.
man, I'm actually kind of sad that I'm going to miss that show, but I'm going to be at our event. And Phantom Killing, which is also another excellent thrash metal band.
They're fantastic. If you listen to the Back Alley Beers podcast, they've had Phantom Killing on there, and they featured their music. And I was pretty blown away. Like they're some younger guys, but it's a really psychedelic.
This is like 20. I think the singer is like.
Yeah, these guys
25.
are all like in their
wears like
early 20s.
Tight leather jeans. He's got the leather jacket, long hair, total 80s thrash.
And their sound is psychedelic. Like it almost borders on some Pink Floydy stuff for some of what they play. Is that the new one that you're trying there?
The last of his cucumbers.
All that cucumber juice was on the bottom.
Oh, that was nasty. Okay, well, try the last one here. So the last one we have
Anyway,
is
so just back to the Manitoba
Black Week, Glorious Dawn.
Awesome. So yeah, Saturday, August 27th at Bulldog Event Center, which is at 1364 Main Street. Tickets are $20 minimum. You can donate more if you want to.
That tastes like soap.
Oh, fantastic. I can't wait.
A little cucumber followed by a hit of soap.
That is
Soapy
worse than
cucumbers.
the cucumber beer, in my opinion.
This guy led you astray, I think.
Or he was trying to get rid of shit from the clearance rack.
He was young.
Okay, that's disgusting.
This is what I get for trusting
That is worse, yeah.
a young buck.
Oh, he was a young hippie. Or no, not hippie. A hipster.
Hipster.
Was this beer from a
He's out.
Manitoba Liquor Commission?
Yeah.
Which one?
Sage Creek.
That really does
Mental
taste
note.
like soap.
Yeah,
That
it's
first thing that hits you.
Yeah, it tastes
two
like
passes for sure on that.
soapy water. But the first three were decent, so
Yeah.
had a standard
let's go
lager?
with that.
That shit's delicious.
yeah. Oh, yeah.
Anybody got a kokanee?
Yeah.
So, Never Alone Foundation, where can we find all the info, social media, websites? Floor is yours. Go ahead.
Yeah. So it's real simple. NACF.ca. So it stands for Never Alone Cancer Foundation.ca. That's where you'll find us. And then, of course, Facebook. It's just Never Alone FND, and Instagram as well. In the next little while, you guys will start seeing a little bit more of the compassionate stories. So what people were helping. It was a little event heavy lately. I just got to say that. So that kind of sucks sometimes when you're trying to do both, right? Because it gets lost what we're doing every day.
Yeah.
And I got to tell you, like when you're taking in 400 plus calls a year, we're doing something every day.
Yeah.
Every day we're reaching out. So yeah, take a look, read some stories, and hopefully you can contribute one way or another. Or if there's somebody that you know that needs some help, tell them to get a hold of us one way or another, and we'll do our best.
Well, speaking of contribution, I want to talk to you after the show for sure. So I have something up my sleeve. So
Whoa, love it.
But yeah,
So appreciate you having me on.
Secret.
But and so Pause for Cause again. It's going to be September 11th in Selkirk.
Yeah, 18th
and 18th in Winnipeg.
Yeah, when you go on the website, they'll take you.
It's all there.
There's a link that will take you to the walk fundraising page, and like I said, there's lots of options. Like there's a free option too. The whole idea is let's get people participating. Reach out to your community because every dollar will count.
Honestly,
and make a difference.
last year when I registered, I went for the T-shirt package too.
Yeah.
Those T-shirts are fantastic, and I accidentally ripped it. I forget I was doing something in my skinny body. Getting stuck. And I'm like, oh no! And my mother-in-law is really good at fixing stuff.
Yeah,
I'm
for
like,
sure.
you have to fix it. And like you can still see it, but I was like, at least it's not like a big rip. Like she fixed it because they're fantastic. First of all, it looks good and they fit really good, like very good t-shirts.
Yeah, that was another thing. The just the goodie bags that you got for signing up last year. Like there was so much stuff in there.
Some good swag.
Yeah, great.
This year it's a little bit of a pivot. So now if you hit certain fundraiser markers, you get some stuff that was sponsored by different companies. So Rainbow Stage, Comedy Club.
Nice.
So once you hit certain levels, you're going to get some stuff that way. App Pelts Diamonds giving some stuff. So
nice.
You raise some bucks, all of a sudden you got a little gift that you can give to somebody. So
that's
nice.
awesome. Yeah, no, that's fantastic. So we'll be there for
tickets,
sure. So we'll be there for sure. Well, it's me and Bretsky. The Nomad, I don't know what her plan is. We haven't seen her.
I'm on the team, right?
Yeah, well, it's automatic.
That's the thing. People can join a team too, right? So it's awesome.
Yeah, we're gonna create the
Nomad's
VIPOD.
got Flovid and cankleitis right now.
Oh my God! Okay, so you brought it up. We'll talk about it in a second.
We had to.
Yeah.
Yeah. Come on.
Okay, let's bring it up. Let's bring it up. So the Nomad was supposed to come today, and she was supposed to bring a guest.
Oh, that's awful beer.
It's disgusting, just like the Nomad's guest. He brought COVID from Florida, probably for her. That's Nomad's boyfriend. I can't even say it with a straight face. I'm sorry.
Can't wait till they're on the show. This is going to be great.
Well, I don't know if we're going to even get them on the show. He's supposed to leave next Tuesday already, and like he got COVID right now. So. Flovid, yeah. So he's from Florida, and he came to visit the Nomad, and like she's like, I messaged her yesterday. I'm like, okay, so
probably from smoking bath salts.
Are you guys coming tomorrow? Like, what's going on? I need to know because, like, we have Big Dave and Michael coming. Like, she's like, well, my buddy, let's call him Buddy. My buddy is not feeling too good, and I'm starting to not feel. I'm like, oh shit, you got COVID. Better get fucking tested. She's like, oh well, we have the vaccine. I'm like, that's not how it works, idiot. So sure enough, they got tested and they got the vid right now. So we might not even go for the float on Saturday.
Yeah, her birthday float, which I wasn't going to anyways.
Well,
so
you weren't going. I was gonna go, but
if you do, stay upstream from her.
Yeah, I was gonna say.
I told her straight up. I was like, you get tested on Saturday morning. If you're still positive, I ain't going in anywhere. Even if you're going, yeah, exactly. Like,
well, you're traveling.
I'm traveling next week, so I'm like, I'm keeping my distance too.
That reminds me, I saw like a TikTok video today where a girl like hands a guy a present, and he opens it up and pulls it out, and there's a little there's a pregnancy test in there. He's like, why would you fucking come over? And she's like, what? He's like, I'm traveling next week. Why would you fucking come over? And he's getting all mad. Yeah. He's like, why would you do this? Like, this isn't even a funny joke. This is stupid. She's like, do you know what that is? He's like, yeah, you have COVID. What the fuck? It was good.
A little different.
Yeah. Okay, let's so we do shout outs at the end of the show. So why don't we start with you, Michael? Who would you like to shout out? Anybody, whether it's an organization, a person, anybody you can shout out, and we'll tag them later on in the
all right. Well, you'll find them on Facebook as well. But founder Never Alone, Lyle Bauer, surprised us. Dropped by the office yesterday.
Nice.
Here's a guy who's
I heard the Bombers are decent lately too.
Yeah. I don't actually follow football anymore.
21-1 right now.
But the beautiful thing is, here's a guy who's it's a great reminder that cancer isn't something you always just get over. People will say, aren't you over it? He's got lingering effects from radiation, makes it hard for him to talk. So it was a great little visit. And then next thing he's off to, visiting 2 people with cancer to give them a pat on the back, to let them know that his number's there available for them to talk. And that's super cool. And my hat goes off to people like that who don't need to be doing it. He's worked a big life. He's had, a lot of battles with his own cancer, but still shows up into Winnipeg every now and then. And first thing he does is going out to people that want to see him, and and that was awesome. So yesterday was a good day, and appreciated that.
Those are the real warriors, the people that get the energy. Like I'm not even sick, and I can't even get my ass off the couch a lot of days. So
yeah,
Power.
There's no foundation
power-
for you, Bretsky.
Power to the people that are
No, it's awesome.
Yeah.
So
Giving
shout out to
that
Lyle,
sort of-
my
Awesome.
man Lyle.
Big Dave.
My shout out goes to Transcona Kyle. Because I made a Facebook post the other day. If anybody knew anybody that fixes leaky basements.
Okay.
And he was the first one, actually he was the only one that messaged me. He said he knows a guy that everybody in Transcona loves him. He's great. So I looked, okay, get the guy's number, got his name. Even got a picture from Kyle of the guy's card. And so I looked him up, and then I looked him up on Yelp. This guy had so many negative reviews. I was like, whoa.
What's his name?
But
I
at least,
forget. It's
yeah,
on my
at
phone.
least he was supporting a buddy, though.
He was trying.
You have a leaky basement?
What's
You
that?
have a leaky basement?
Or you took a
we
leak
have
in
water
your basement.
coming in our windows in the basement.
Oh, it's the window.
And like
not
it's
foundation?
It's not the foundation.
Oh,
Talk
okay.
to Donovan.
It's okay. Listen, I'm not done. Okay, listen.
Shut up.
So, Kyle, I said to Kyle, I'm like, dude, have you looked at this guy's, reviews? No, why? I sent him a link, and yeah, I was like, he's like, oh, hang on, I know somebody else. And then he gives me another number. He goes, this guy is awesome. Give him a call. Okay, so I call him. This dude is on the phone. He's Kyle texted him, I guess. He said, yeah, Kyle told me to call you. And he goes, oh, yeah, hang on. Hang on. Oh, yeah. You knew he said you'd call. So what do you need? Oh, hang on a second. Okay, pick that up. Put it over there. You guys, come over here.
It was
Yes.
probably
I'm
Alf.
what the hell is happening? Yeah, it comes back. Oh, yeah, sorry about that. So what do you need? What's happening? Oh, hang on. Oh, no, bring it over here. You guys, like 3 times he didn't talk to me. He's yelling at employees to do stuff. So I'm like,
that guy can get shit done.
This
Sounds
dude
like
is serious. And his name's Chris.
Okay.
And,
I was going to say,
so I
it was
gave him
probably
my
Alf,
address.
and he was going to, start telling you he moves body parts and stuff.
Yeah, I gave him my address, told him what time I'd be home kind of thing. And he showed up and he says, what's going on? And I showed him the windows, and he looks around and he's, oh, it's not your foundation. It's your windows, because my windows are original to the house. House is 50 years old.
Yep.
And he actually got down there in the window well head first. I was like, just now. And
This guy's
he
serious.
inspected it and he figured out, oh, it's just the seals on the windows have all disappeared. Yeah. And he went to his truck, came back, his fancy caulking gun, and he did them all.
Yeah.
And it's fixed. It's done.
Yeah, nice.
That's it. Done.
What was his name?
Chris.
Caulking Chris.
He dresses up. Apparently, he's a Batman impersonator.
Oh,
He has a full,
nice. Does he do the hospital visits? Is he one of those?
I don't know. I think he's a Comic-Con guy for sure.
Oh, that would be cool.
But his truck says Bat Dodge on it. And,
Oh, I've seen that around.
yeah, I think Transcona as well. But yeah, he did a phenomenal job. Super nice guy. He even messaged me today to make sure it was still, because it rained. Make sure it's good, and it's saved us a lot of money.
Nice.
Because
business.
calling a contractor in would have been just for having them come out would have cost me money. So I don't have.
Yeah.
That's awesome. Bretsky?
So that's my shout out.
Jeez Louise, every week, you put me on the spot. No, he actually literally saved me to last this week almost, and I had all this time to think, and I still got nothing. Last week you're gonna
don't
see,
go telescope again. Don't.
Yeah, but you're getting mad, but this thing is so cool.
Yeah, but you shouted out last week. Come on, you got to change it up.
There's been people that you've shouted out week after week.
No.
Kyle used to shout out Peach every week.
Because he's an idiot.
Okay, who am I going to shout out then? I will shout out my other half then, because her business that she works with is putting some funds towards the PAWS for a Cause walk. So awesome. I will shout that out, since that is the direction that we are going, raising money for them.
Awesome.
Yeah.
Cool. I'm going to shout out the sad Jaguar.
Oh, leave that. Puss out of this.
He actually went this weekend. He was at a music festival by Toulon, by my lake.
Yeah.
So I was like, oh, okay, so you want to get drunk?
Did you tell the
Saturday?
story of the golf tournament? Was that last week? Yeah, you told that?
short
Okay.
pictures, yeah. I was like, hey, you want to get like drunk after the festival and like crash at my lake? Like we're literally 10 minutes away.
Yeah, you twisted his rubber arm on that one, didn't you?
Yeah, I did. So he came down and believe it or not,
I'm walking.
he
on
was the
air.
first one to go to bed. Even my wife stayed up longer than he did.
Okay, so this is going on his tombstone.
Oh yeah, absolutely. Like, so we were sitting at the fire, and
Sad
it's,
Jaguar
and it's him.
didn't make it later than my wife.
Yeah, it was Sad Jaguar, Rachel, my wife, and I, and like all of a sudden, like, even my wife was a couple of like, "Hey, Jack."
Did he just pass out in his chair?
Well, he was sitting there like, Jack, you know, you can go to bed if you want. And he's like, oh no, I'm gonna have one more drink. And like he finished that drink so fast, he's like, okay, I'm going to bed. he got up and like walked in, and yeah, like he was out cold.
It's okay to tap out sometimes.
Yeah. So
He's
I
probably
mean,
tired from filming all those commercials.
yeah,
Yeah.
I know. Eh?
Speaking of which, we got to get in touch with him right away too, because we got to get Jesse on the show.
Yeah, that's
for
right.
the next couple weeks.
Yeah, we have a bunch of actually we need to make a list. But anyways,
we've been saving up some interviews over the last few weeks. There's some really interesting ones going to come up through August.
And so just a little info for the listeners. So we have one more show after this.
Yeah.
And then we are taking August off.
But we have some pre-recorded.
We have some. We don't have enough for every week, so we might release one, like just two, like take a week break and then release the extra episode.
Well, again, it's going to depend. We have material.
Just don't expect
You're not going to be getting the 2-hour episodes that you get every week. Like right now, they're probably going to be more reasonable, 30 minute to 1 hour. Episodes.
We need to take some break. I'm taking off, and then my parents are actually flying in from Slovakia. They're going to be staying with me for 2 months. Oh my God, I don't know.
Make them stay in the trailer.
Wow. Yeah, I'm going to the trailer.
rent out a shed.
No, I'm going to go to the lake. I'm going to leave my wife and kids home with
It'll be just like the old country. How bad could it be in one of these sheds?
Exactly. No, I mean, it's been a while. It's been like 5 years since they've been here because they were supposed to come in.
Are they coming to the
2020.
barbecue? Are they going to be here for the barbecue?
Hell no. My wife's like, so can we like come and bring kids? I was like, well, if you want my kids to be scarred for life, I mean, they already have me as a dad, so that's a big enough shock.
Yeah, and that's the thing. It is an all ages event, but we have mentioned that discretion is very strongly advised if you're bringing.
Yeah, I'm definitely not bringing my
children.
I'll buy tickets for them.
We basically make no promises over any of the content that happens over loudspeakers.
Yeah, I'm buying tickets for my wife and my parents, but I'm not bringing
There will be a mud pit. Right?
That's right.
Baby oil mud pit.
Well, mud, poo, who knows?
Jello wrestling. One of the swimming pools may get filled with Jello. We don't know.
That's right.
We don't know.
Anyways, Michael, thank you very much for joining us in person. Dave, always pleasure having you on the show.
Thank you for having me.
We'll definitely see you at the barbecue, and then we'll see you again at PAWS for Cause.
Super awesome.
So we're gonna raise some hell, and we're gonna party
and money.
Well, yeah,
we're
do it all.
That's
Money's
the other
hell.
thing we're raising.
Money's hell.
Gonna raise a hell of a lot of money.
Yeah, that's right.
Yeah.
But yeah, no, we're gonna have a blast at the barbecue, and you know what? Last year I had a tons of fun at the PAWS for Cause.
That's awesome.
So
Looking
definitely
forward to
going to do that again. So I hope everything goes well. I hope you guys get more and more people coming out and supporting you guys.
Yeah, I appreciate it.
Because it's amazing what you guys do. So thank you very much, Big Dave. Always a
Anytime.
pleasure again. Gretzky, go fuck yourself. Scumbags.
Hey,
we love you.
Wait.
Fuck you.
No. I'm not
I'm done.
I'm not done. I have one more question for each of these guys.
Oh, yeah. Okay.
Fuck up a song lyric.
You want me to?
Yeah.
Fuck up a song lyric?
Yeah, you know, like, excuse me while I kiss this guy. Like, do something that a song lyric that growing up you thought was something.
Oh, okay.
It's that deuce. Right. Oh, how's that go? Something about douche. I was like, what's a douche? You know what I mean?
Licked up like a douche.
Yeah, that's the one.
In the
That's the
night.
one I was like, what?
Blinded by the
Yeah,
night.
that's it.
I believe that's not fucked
Point
up,
for
though.
Bretsky.
But I really think
It's deuce is the word that he's apparently saying.
I thought it was actually douche, though.
He
No,
might
it's
be
a
saying douche, but
wrecked
they
up like a deuce. I don't
I
know
know,
what
well,
it's supposed to mean.
You don't know what a deuce is?
A poop?
It's a 1920s hot rod.
No,
Look
it's a
who
poop.
won now.
No, it's a poop. A deuce is totally a poop.
Yeah,
I
now-
guarantee.
Now who's a
Well, no.
douche?
yeah.
Prove me
I'm a
wrong.
douche. I'm an asshole.
Well, yeah, that's a good one.
Okay,
actually,
but now, Dave, your turn. Screw up a song lyric.
I can't think of any. I'm on the spot.
It's okay. We'll edit out the silence.
and that.
Yeah.
I see. I couldn't come up with one if you asked me. Like,
The thing is that I know quite
We should
a few,
really start
but
letting
I
would have to
on the
hear it,
spot.
yeah.
I can't think of
Yeah,
one.
We should really start letting people know before the episode
Yeah.
that we're
As soon as
gonna
we get
ask
in the
this
car,
question.
I'm like, oh my God, this, that.
yeah. Just if you think about it, call it.
Okay.
All right, guys.
Well, I was just going to add one. My wife likes to sing in the car, and she used to sing. I blame her for being a little selfish sometimes, right? And she's singing, "I've got one ticket to paradise," and I'm like,
Yeah.
what?
Yeah.
No, it's 2 tickets. Why would you want to go to paradise by yourself? You know what I mean? It's kind of rude.
Okay.
But now you have enough
I
time.
have one. It's more, what is the song about, and people don't realize it, and they sing it anyway, and it's
Okay.
horrible. Right?
Yeah.
Okay.
All the little kids with the
Oh,
pumped up kicks,
yeah.
better run.
That's a.
What's it about?
School shootings.
Yeah.
Faster than my bullets.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's horrible. But it's a catchy tune.
And people
You could
play
do
it.
old
First
wedding
song my
songs,
son
too.
ever
Right.
learned
Yeah.
to
yeah.
sing with me. So yeah, that is a
Horrifying tale. Yes.
I know.
All right.
Fuck you. We love you. Bye.
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 Even if the beer is bad, like there hasn't been a beer that I didn't finish.
Come on.
Yeah, like I'll still finish it.
I've
Now,
walked
if-
away
now,
from a few.
If I had to drink a full can, I think I would just probably chug it just real quick.
Really?
Yeah.
I'm out.
I grew up in a family where I was told quite often that,
Can't waste it.
can't waste it again. Yeah, exactly. It's just like, no, you can't not finish your food. You cannot dump that. So
I felt that way when I had a eating challenge. Ever done an eating challenge at a restaurant?
no,
I've never lost one.
Really?
No.
but
I've been sick as fuck from
Oh.
it, but I've never.
Yeah, I don't know.
I've completed every one I've tried, but
Nice.
I just want to delve into the mind of the creator of a cucumber beer.
I don't want to punch them.
Yeah.
yeah, like
That's just the sound of it makes me feel sick.
again, I'm not gonna waste it.
Trooper.
There's something wrong with you, Tommy.
With generous usage of malted wheat, this beer starts soft and fluffy with notes
Tastes
of
like
honey
grandma's
and
queefs.
biscuit. Yeah,
Yeah, I don't even know if anybody should write that on a beer can.
right.
I-
After our sour process and the inclusion of French sea salt, Jaguar would love that.
French sea salt.
Yeah, the beer becomes tart, lemony, and refreshing.
Is Jaguar's company going to be a sponsor of the barbecue? Hint, hint.
I'm just gonna take his credit card and just transfer a bunch of money.
Free samples.